In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Jesus Christ, we fucked up this week.
Holy fuck.
Good
Bad
God.
choices were made.
Dude, what's up, everybody? It is the Freedom Friends Podcast. As always, we are the Freedom Friends. Coming at you, not even fucking close to live, from
Not
the
even close.
Warfighter Tobacco Studios.
In beautiful San Antonio, Texas.
That's right.
Ooh. Did you see that handoff? Son of a bitch. Only took us 30
Goddamn.
episodes to get that nailed down.
Shit.
Well, that and Mikey and I just spent the last 72 hours cuddling.
That's
so.
Wow.
true. Yeah, we had some
Wait a
snuggle
minute.
time.
I was told it was a struggle snuggle.
It was. He didn't
Oh,
want
okay.
to.
Oh, okay.
Say, excuse me, sir. I'm pretty sure you were the prude in this
You know what the
relationship, my
great
friend.
equalizer to a struggle cuddle is? The Ether Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Those of you watching on the podcast will notice probably a familiar face in the veteran space
I think
world.
that depends on which face he's wearing.
That's very true. A man of many talents, Mr. Jack Mandaville.
Marhaba! Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
No, thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, I think it's
And
awesome.
of course, you also have Jazz, Scott, John, and myself.
And
the
the
4
producers.
mediocre idiots that put on this shit show.
And then the only 2 actually working on the show, our production team over there behind the board, so that we can smoke and drink and act like idiots.
Yep, brought to you all from Crave out in Bandera. For all your CBD needs, thank you for giving us money. We appreciate you.
Or any one of Brandon's other 7 fucking
And-
businesses
Yes.
that he's decided to
We
do.
are being brought to you on new equipment this week. That was
Yeah.
Also
one of-
true.
one
There's
of
if
that's
we
how
sound better
the money
this
was
week,
spent.
Yeah.
it's because Hamrick Enterprises or whatever the fuck is one of his LLCs is called,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
We actually sound better thanks to him. So Brandon, if you're listening to this show, which you're probably not, but
Probably not.
hey,
But we love
appreciate
you, buddy.
you anyways.
We love you. We appreciate it. Thank
and
you
I'm just
very
waiting for
much.
the next mustache ride. That's all. That's what it comes down. Look
Now-
at the
now-
stash on Mandaville. Though.
Yeah, Jack.
It's pretty basic right now.
It's pretty good, though.
It's
I
kind
appreciate
of,
it.
It's kind of Cronkite-ish.
It's Tom Selleck-esque.
I will take all those compliments. Right there. Yeah, I'm actually growing it out for a part right now, so
Yeah.
yeah, I have it for at least another month.
Because you're an
Well,
actor.
is it a
I'm an actor.
Vet TV?
I'm a thespian. Yeah, it's for a vet TV role.
Nice, nice.
Awesome.
Hey.
Yeah. Good friends over there at Vet TV.
They're great guys. I've been trying to convince Dan or Tim to get a whole crew of you out there. We're filming The Shop season 2 in a few weeks.
Oh, that'd
Nice.
be
And I've been trying to, it could be a work thing. Go out there, kind of learn best practices from those guys, and come hang out on set for a few days. I hope you guys can be out there.
Dude, I would. It's
would
been
go
a
out
while
there.
since I've been on an actual production set, and like I would literally stand in the corner just to be like, "Oh yes."
No, we're in
And
California.
all the free food,
A
too.
real set again. Hey, dude, I'm a
You'd
crafty
be fucking
whore.
jerk
Yeah.
out the
You
whole
have
time
no
over there.
fucking
People don't
idea.
realize the best part about being on a film set
crafty.
is it's the food.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's so good.
There's always food there.
Always
food and drinks.
Yeah, crafty is. I'm a crafty whore.
Yep.
No, that's not a San Diego, right?
I believe their company, the production company's headquartered out of San Diego. They typically film around L.A. or Riverside there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Studio City.
Studio City. Yeah. I think Riverside cut them a good deal, so they're able to film a lot of stuff up there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Donnie and all them over there, they're good guys.
Yeah.
So
To not break with tradition, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off.
That's one thing you don't do.
You don't fuck with
You
tradition.
don't
You
fuck
don't
with
fuck
tradition.
with tradition.
I have a joint question for the bearded wonders over there.
Roll from the right to the left.
There.
Oh,
that's
different
that's
type
words
of
to
joint
live
question.
by. Yeah.
You can
Boys.
sleep hole to hole or
Or
pole to pole,
but you cannot sleep
hole to hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Boys.
are words to live by, too.
How was y'all's weekend? Because you went on an adventure.
We did. John and I had
fuck.
quite the adventure, didn't we, John?
I had it's pretty much an adventure of a lifetime.
It really
Not
was.
gonna lie.
These 2 went hog calling, and not in the way most of our audience is going to know that phrase.
We didn't go hogging in the traditional sense of hogging.
No, yeah,
We went on a hog hunt.
we did.
The fine people at Hero Sports put on a knife and dog hog hunt.
Yes,
And,
it's out
Fucking rowdy.
Dude, it was fucking savage.
out in Bryan, Texas, just north of College Station at the Carrabba Ranch.
Yeah, great people out there.
Amazing people.
Yeah, had a great time.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what a dog and knife hunt consists of.
It's pretty self-explanatory off that title.
But rule number one, they're like, you guys brought guns, right? We're like, yeah. They're like, cool, leave them in the truck. And I'm like,
We're like, what?
we're hunting pigs.
It's like they know veterans.
Yeah, I'm like, I want a sidearm.
And
They're
not-
like, no.
And we're not talking about like Babe either.
No,
like,
these are like
fucking
200
feral
pound
hogs.
fucking
yeah.
angry
Dude,
feral hogs.
Yeah, these are fucking beasts of fucking ill purport. Yeah,
Some
they're
Hakuna
fucking-
Matata looking motherfuckers.
I heard that.
like,
That's
I heard that real fat one was a big screamer, huh?
Yeah.
there was some big
Yeah,
screaming.
there
fat
were
ones.
some
Yeah.
screamers. There were
Yeah.
some screamers.
But I heard you turned them all into squirters, which is impressive, boys.
Mine was definitely
Really
a squirter.
impressive.
Yeah, John
Definitely.
decided to reach
Mine
in
was
and
more of
fucking
a
grab
gusher.
its soul.
It was more
I
of a
did. I snatched the fucking soul out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody else was kind of pussyfooted.
All
John
right.
did not fuck around.
So break
I
it
had a
down
lot of
Barney
hate I had to
style.
let out.
What is
So
what is a dog and knife hunt?
So I'll break that down, then we'll go into how amazing the host and handlers and dogs. The dogs were. I've been a lot of working dogs. I've been around a lot of police, military. I've been the guy in the bite suit fucking countless times. These dogs were by far the top dogs that I've ever worked with in my entire life.
They were some of the most impressive animals I've ever seen.
It was insane.
You know,
Long story short, on how it works out.
we crack a beer
Yeah,
at 8 o'clock in the morning.
sit in the back of a side by side.
I like this already.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
and
So
you-
far, I'm in.
This is unlike any hunting experience I've ever
Normally,
done.
you're like in a blind. You're quiet. Like,
Jesus
shh,
Christ! Would
they're
you
gonna
just
hear you.
explain what a dog and knife has in first? Then you can tell your story.
So
Mike's getting so excited over there.
it was amazing. You have
It's
the
fucking
dog. So
crazy,
you have the
dude.
dog handler, right? The dog handler has two sets of dogs. He has tracking dogs, and then they call them bulldogs, but they're not bulldogs.
Well,
He's
one
like,
of
oh
them
yeah,
was.
these are my bulldogs, and I'm thinking of Scott's bulldogs.
Like,
I'm like, there's
English
no
bulldogs and
fucking
taco.
way.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way those bulldogs are taking
Not
out
really a
feral
killer.
hog.
Not really gonna go after a hog.
Yeah.
So these dogs are a mix of cur, Catahoula, some had a little bit of pit in them, and doggos. And they kind of like took the best of all the little portions of the breeds and then trained these
Catahoulas
dogs.
are really popular in this region. Correct me
Yes.
if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
No,
As-
they're
as are
and
black
same with
buffalo.
far
cur
more
dogs.
prevalent than you'd expect
Yeah.
them to be.
Yeah, it's like a big
Because
Texas,
it's a
Louisiana
relatively
thing.
obscure
Yeah.
breed, and then all of a sudden you're like, "What is that?" And it's like, "Well, it's half Catahoula." It's like,
You're like, oh, that's so cute. These dogs that I saw, don't get me
not
wrong,
cute.
they were beautiful.
Yeah, they were cute. They were sweethearts.
But holy fuck.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so they sent out the tracking dog, and they all have GPS trackers in the collars. They have Kevlar neck bands, Kevlar fucking body suits, everything. Because these pigs will fucking kill these dogs if they get the chance.
Yeah.
Sure.
These dogs will also kill those pigs if they get the chance. So it's they're fighting fire with fire. So they sent out a tracking dog, and so
And the tracking dog is not a big scary dog. It's
No.
a little tiny hound-looking dog.
Yep, with an amazing nose that
So
can
it's what,
the-
like a
literally
dachshund?
the tracking dog.
Essentially, looked like she was probably part dachshund. Yeah, like she was little. She was a little dog.
The tracking
her name
dog
was
ran.
Mama.
Yeah, Mama ran a little over 16 miles on Saturday.
So basically, what she does, she'll run out in front of everybody and she'll start working a grid, and they just kind of work a grid around and around in circles, and
so
they'll
it's
do
a scent
circles.
dog.
Yeah,
And when she picks it up, she barks a signal.
and it's
about
literally
that time,
like
the
it's
other
like,
dogs,
roof, roof, and that's it. And all the other dogs are like, oh,
and they just fucking sprint. They fucking beeline to wherever she's at, and they fucking get on this hog and they corner it.
and
and-
they don't really corner it. It's kind of cornering, but you're in the middle of the fucking woods. There's no corners, you know.
Yeah.
But they position themselves so this
Am I the
hog
only one that's
freezes.
imagining the scene from Jurassic Park right now?
Pretty much. That's literally what it is.
Dude, you're not fucking. It would not
Mandaville
surprise
started
me.
laughing because he knows exactly what I'm talking
It
about.
would not surprise me if they based fucking like velociraptors in that movie off these fucking dogs.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
It's fucking
Clever
crazy.
girl.
But no, so these dogs they'll sit there in front of this pig, and the pig's frozen because he has nowhere to run without getting, the dogs cut off all the angles. And these dogs just wait. And they don't touch this hog until they bring the bulldogs up. And they'll bring the bulldogs probably 20 yards away. And literally there's two handlers, and they go 1, 2, 3, and they both unclip these two bulldogs at the same time. And these motherfuckers run up and go and
just
smack these
fucking
hogs and take them
smack
down to
the
the
fuck
ground.
out of it.
And it's the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God.
Like, it's fucking crazy, man. They'd smack this 200-pound hog and just
Are
lay
the
it the
hogs
fuck
in
out.
packs or
No, the hogs are
No,
on their
they
own.
single
them
they
out.
single
They
them
single
them
them
out. And because hogs, when they get spooked, they bolt.
Yeah.
And they go in any fucking direction they can. And they'll find the fucking one, and they'll be like, "Nope, you're my bitch."
There's that weak one right there.
No, they chased one over a mile under the next piece of property.
Yeah.
And
It's
we
just
literally
like,
had to
it's
like
just
sit
like
there
hogging
for-
in the bar, man. You got to
Yeah.
single that one out. Your buddies block off the
It's
exits.
all instinct.
You
Yeah.
can't get them in packs. You
You
gotta
can't
go
get
out
them in
alone.
packs. You
No,
gotta
because
handle one at a time.
they'll start freaking.
They'll
making
turn
things
on you.
complicated.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
fucking-
So they let the bulldogs out. The bulldogs they'll take the hog down to the ground, and at that point, it is the handlers' jobs to get in there as fast as they possibly can, because these dogs don't have an off switch until you physically pull them off these hogs.
Yeah.
And they will, if you let these dogs on a hog for 2.5 minutes, they will literally kill that hog.
That hog is ripped up to shreds.
It is insane. It's insane.
and
But
they
it's
all
so tender. At that
and they
point.
all eat the asshole.
Yeah,
It's weird.
yeah.
They eat the asshole out of the hog.
Well, I heard
like-
it was season.
Rump roast.
You think it's just because that's where the most smell is coming
No, I
from?
think it's because it's the easiest way to get inside.
Easiest
Like,
puncture
everything
point.
else is so
Yeah.
thick and nasty and gross.
Yeah, it's easiest
that
puncture
that's
point.
just like this nice little soft area, and they're like, ah.
Yeah, just pat the
I knew
least
Mikey had to be
resistant.
having a good time because all of a sudden I get a phone call over the middle of the weekend. He goes, Jazz, could you design me a moto patch that
No,
says I eat
that was
ass?
me.
Oh, no, it was you. It was
That was
John.
me.
And he goes, Jazz, could you design a moto patch that says I eat ass? And I was like,
with a paw print.
with a paw print. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, great. Click.
The best part is,
and like
is
0.5% of the population is going to get that joke.
well, no, I'm making them for the handlers and for the dogs.
Oh,
No,
okay,
so put him on
gotcha.
the dog's
Yep,
vest.
on the vest,
So
yeah.
that the dog vest says I
But
eat
the
ass.
best part about that is I'm sitting there with one of the board members, sitting in the side by side with one of the board members from Hero Sports, and Grant, the landowner, and we were talking about getting this patch made, and it just so happened that Jazz called, while I was sitting in there. So I had Jazz on speakerphone. We're all sitting there. I'm like, hey, by the way, I need you to design me up a patch. He's like, yeah, sure. What do you need it to say? I'm like, all it says is I eat ass with a paw print. He's like, fucking done. And then we shortly hung up the phone after that, and the board member from Hero Sports and Grant the landowner were like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, what?
They're like,
he
the
didn't
more
even
and more-
ask a question. He didn't say why. He didn't say, what does it mean?
The
You
more
were
and
just
more
like,
we
fucking
hang
done.
around the veteran community, the more and more we learn that these guys are down. There's no questions asked. It's like, oh, you need something? Done.
Right.
Even no,
Look,
regardless
if one of
the
my best friends
craziest
calls me and
fucking,
tells me
like,
that
you
he
know,
needs a patch that says I eat ass, you just say yes.
Yeah.
right, you don't say
Like,
no
you
to
don't-
that.
I don't care
don't
about the
question it.
context. I'm
Right.
in.
Yeah, I'm in. Fucking heck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so getting back to the dog and knife hunt side, we'll get that finished real quick. So the bulldogs take them down to the ground. The handlers come in, and they will literally pin in a wild hog to the ground. Like they'll put a knee, like kind of in the neck, hold the body, put them on their side so they can't get up, and then they call on whoever has a knife. And there's a nice sweet spot that you insert the knife, and it literally goes through the lungs, through the heart, and it's within a matter of 2-3 seconds. It's over.
Yeah.
It is super quick, but it is the most intimate hunting experience I've ever had in my life. There's nothing, no other
Is it in
animal that I've
the
ever
upper
hunted.
paracostal space?
A little bit.
You know
yeah.
what? Actually, it is. Well,
Well-
done. Well done, sir.
After you eat ass, it becomes the most intimate hunting experience.
Well, I mean, those are just the perks to it.
Right.
And I actually did not get the opportunity to stab any hogs. We were kind of ran out of daylight for me.
Based on the stories that I've heard from you, that story is not true, sir.
Well,
Come on
this,
now.
this past weekend, he didn't get a chance to stab hogs.
Yeah. But just the opportunity to go out there and see it in action and like witness the whole thing was just fucking amazing.
You know what? Fuck you.
I told you,
That's
right?
just not going back in.
Fucking Rebecca Krieg,
Hey,
give us fucking money for your goddamn ridiculous corks.
enough spit and pressure and anything.
Please.
Yeah, spit pressure and
Jesus.
determination.
So you got a hog,
I did.
but you guys got 2,
We got 5 total.
but
5
Mikey
total.
didn't get
Wow.
one.
No,
I didn't get to stab a hog.
Well, there was a lot of veterans there, right?
yeah, there was
Yeah.
a bunch, and Mikey and I were just sitting back the whole time, like, "Oh, you guys are up next." Like, no, did you get one yet? Did you? You? How about you? No. Okay, you go.
Yeah, John and I, even in the beginning of the day, we were like, dude, if we don't get to do this, it's already a good
Yeah,
day.
well,
it's a
because
great
You
hunt.
you witness some cool
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
But not to sound
like-
like a total dick, but everybody sitting at this bar right now, we get invited to a lot of shit.
We do.
I mean, like, there's a lot of like, hey, do you want to be part of this? Do you want to be part of this? Do you want to be part of this? So I have to say, like, good on you guys for in that
Yeah.
situation going like, well, we've had these invites, like,
So
go
Saturday,
do it, I'll
Saturday
get another
night
chance.
after the whole day was done, everything, we're sitting around the campfire drinking some beers, and Mike Barker and Brad, one of the board members, pulled me aside, and we were just having a little sidebar, and it's kind of along those things. I was like, the last 2 hours sitting around the campfire, that's why I like coming out on this. There's 2 dudes that showed up that this is the first time since I got out of the military that they actually got a chance to hang around and bullshit with like-minded people. They got out, they went to college, they were working in corporate America. They're like, he's one of the dudes is like, I work in an office where nobody says a fucking word. Like they don't even talk.
Jesus fucking.
It's just quiet.
Jesus.
You guys hear that air brake?
That's for me. I spent years in those environments, and like you miss Eric's talk.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the guys.
The funny thing is you kind of don't realize you miss it until all of a sudden you're around it again.
Well,
Yeah.
And then you're like,
For my-
son of a bitch.
for my-
I remember what this is like. This was fun.
For my first 4 years out of the military, I avoided all things veteran.
Motherfucker.
All
Same.
things
I did too.
military.
Same.
No, I literally got out. I was like,
Asshole-
I'm done. I'm
asshole
fucking
wouldn't
done.
even talk to me.
Like,
Yeah,
well, I mean,
No, I know, I get it.
I avoided it. Michelle,
Yeah.
my wife's like, "Hey, you need to get on Facebook and reconnect with all the guys," and I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
I'm good.
Yeah.
But no, so like one of the dudes halfway through the night, like it was a combination of everything that we just did and went through together as a team working. And just enough amount of alcohol to allow him to open back up. And this dude fucking poured his heart out. And it was amazing because you could clearly see like the switch in his brain that turned. And he was like, this is what I fucking needed in my life right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, John, remember the first time that we reconnected was
Yeah.
we had a platoon reunion, and one of the guys reached out to all of us, and he's like, "Hey, I'm getting married. I'm doing it in Vegas," and he invited the whole platoon.
Yeah.
And what, 20 of us showed up?
no, not even that. Probably 10.
10?
10 guys from the platoon, 20 total with wives and girlfriends and stuff.
And that was probably the moment in my life where it was like the first.
Yeah, after the ceremony, we went up to that suite and just got fucking half hammered.
And told fucking stories
Yeah.
that we haven't heard or thought about in fucking 10 years at that point or whatever. And now we have a reunion every year or every 2 years, and it's great.
but I think that's why so much of our community becomes such like fast friends, and like
Yeah.
everybody just kind of connects and clicks really quick. And you still have those groups where it's kind of like everybody kind of finds what they have in common, but that veteran space is definitely what connected it all. I mean, I know a lot of cigar companies, and the reason I reached out to you guys is as soon as I freaking went on the Facebook and just kind of saw the lifestyle that you were into, I was like, all right, I think I can get along with these dudes, and sent the message and stuff like that.
I have a reunion coming up this summer. I'm fucking really looking forward to the platoon I was in Fallujah with. We're doing like our first ever like real reunion.
Nice.
And yeah, man, looking forward to it. Just because it's crazy stories, and like you experience these things with these individuals,
Yeah.
and you don't think much of it at the time when it's happening, but it really is profound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's and the fact that you finally get the chance to talk about it in a relaxed environment.
Well, there's a
after
there's
the
a
fact.
piece
it's
of
just great.
there's a piece of trust
And you guys have life
that
experience
automatically
now.
comes across.
Yeah.
Outside of the military.
Right. You get that retrospection, you
Yeah.
get all of that piece, and then there's a trust thing that just kicks in when it's like, this dude will get it. Like I can say some shit and they're just gonna go like, yeah.
Well, it's
I
funny
feel it.
too.
Don't
like,
worry about it.
we all tell the same story, and after you've been separated for so long, like you don't. It's different perspectives.
Yo.
of the same
Yeah.
story.
Big time.
And it's
Fill in
fucking
all the
crazy.
missing chapters. Yeah.
Stephen Ambrose, who wrote Band of Brothers, wrote about that, how that was a big challenge for him because these
Right.
dudes were talking about their wartime experiences 60 years after, or
Oh my
50
God.
years after the
and it
fact.
fades.
And it fades, stories change. Dudes that were right next to each other in the same firefight have two completely different stories. That's why, like, whenever
Yeah.
people say something and they don't necessarily get the facts right, like, it's not always a case of stolen valor. Like, the human brain is crazy,
You
and
process
it
it
does,
different,
yeah, it
and you
processes-
prioritize.
Yeah.
You
Well,
prioritize certain events far differently than
Take any
than somebody else
take any
does.
civilian, and if you shoot at them in Walmart, their story to going to Walmart is going to be different than the next.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the perspective, the human perspective changes so much from person to person too. It
Yeah.
really is. It's just,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mind fuck. So you guys had a hell of an adventure. Art Actual, how was your weekend?
What did I do?
I'm
What
going
did
to
I do?
guess that you had a good one because you came in here clean shaved.
Yeah.
We know what that means.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Dive team practice.
Yeah.
I'm getting mental images in my head right now.
yeah. So
I hope so. We're laying them on pretty thick.
Michelle's gonna come cut me.
the only thing I'm depressed about is you guys think that the only time I get laid is when I shave.
No, just when it's good.
Yeah. All right, I won't argue
He's
with
like,
that.
fuck you guys.
Now, what did I do this weekend? Shit, I don't even know.
Well, we've covered one.
John, I told you what I did this weekend. What did I do?
I forgot, man.
Oh, I went to Long Tab Brewery.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Are they finally like open?
They are open.
Like I heard about them. Like
Yeah,
they were gonna be a thing.
I
but
went.
didn't know
I
if they
went
were open
there
tonight.
Sunday about noonish, and I had a meal, and then I had a beer and a flight, and I walked out of there. And I don't drink beer a lot anymore. And
Dude, some of those craft beers will fuck you
dude,
up.
I had a fucking buzz when I left
Yeah.
there. I was like, holy shit.
We should invite those cats out.
Yeah, I wanted to. They weren't really there. It was just the staff.
They probably don't go on the weekends.
Yeah,
Probably
but,
there all week. But
but yeah, the beer was good.
we'll send Mandaville out to tickle some balls and invite him to come do the show.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, as long as there's everyone knows, like, if
they
I'm
make-
getting paid, I'll do it.
They make beer there
Where?
at Long Tap Brewery. Like you just have to go out, drink beer, and invite him to come talk like jackasses on a show.
I mean, I don't know, Jack. I mean, like literally the third time you met me, you kissed me on the lips.
That's fucking true.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes.
I thought it was a lot sooner than that.
It might have been the second.
My first meeting with you, you literally walked up and he was like, "It's great to see you again, you sexy son of a bitch," and literally hugged me and cupped my ass. And then I put you in a shirt that was four sizes too
Oh, I
small.
remember that. That was
I said,
that-
"Oh my God, Becky, look at his beard."
then you
That was,
immediately-
That was our first
grunt
meeting.
style event.
That
and
was
then
our
you walked up
first
to
meeting,
me
yeah.
and chewed on my beard, and that was the first time I met you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Mandaville.
That was my first meeting with you ever.
I was really excited.
I was like,
Jack- and then
"Oh,
I-
Jack, I'm a big fan."
But then
and
I
just
felt
chewed
like
on
an
my
ass
beard.
because you walked up and you were like, "It's great to see you again, you sexy son of a bitch," and hugged me, and I was like,
No, I bet it's because I
have
had met you earlier in the day, probably briefly.
I was like, I have no memory of meeting this guy whatsoever. Doesn't mean I hadn't met you.
I'd only
I just
up
had
until
no
that
idea who
event,
you
I'd
were.
only met Tim and Dan,
Yeah.
and I had like a lunch meeting with them. But I was like super stoked to come to the event.
nice.
But- and then I put you in a very small purple shirt.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And then took a picture of you, which I still have on my
I
phone.
remember there were a couple guys that were taking pictures of me, like, look at this idiot right here. I'm like, oh, trust me, you don't know me. I volunteered for this. So you're not going to embarrass me if that's what you're trying to do.
Well, because you asked for a grunt style shirt, and I was like, I'll
Yeah.
get you one. But
Yeah.
it's going to be way too small. And you were like, totally okay
I'm
with
in.
that.
I'm in. Yeah.
So-
Jack, me and you go back a little longer than that, I think.
We go back till 2015.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
Because you were on set,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, on Range 15,
And
it was-
yeah, because
yeah.
you were in the movie.
Yeah.
And then we did all the parties,
Premieres
and
and the-
premieres
yeah.
and everything like that. And like it's crazy. All these years have gone by. Like my mind. Like I knew. Like I know now. Like I knew. Oh, you were running the gun company that sponsored us. But like the way the years have gone by, I'm like, oh yeah, Warfighter Tobacco sponsored us. And you're like, oh no, like
Yeah, that was pretty.
That was pre-war fighter.
Actually, I got a piece of memorabilia I'm going to go grab right now that the guys might get a kick out of.
But I remember you on set talking to Vince.
Yeah, actually, Logan and I think I had the first conversation out loud ever about a cigar company with Logan Stark.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that was just when it was just a thought in my brain on Range 15. Hadn't
Logan's a good
started
dude.
any of it. Yeah.
He's the kind of person that will encourage you to do anything you want.
Yeah. But
Logan's
that's where Warfighter was
editor, right?
born.
He's what is he? Director of content, I think. Is
But he's
his
the
title.
But he's
He does everything.
I mean, professionally, he's an editor and shooter and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
he's
I mean
a-
that's his
yeah, he's a
background.
media
He
guy.
did documentaries before
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Rifle, but
I
yeah,
actually-
now he's like,
I want to meet him.
yeah, he's
a
great,
great
man.
dude.
He's a
Like-
bastion of knowledge.
No, from a
because you have the exact same background.
right because I have the same background. That's why
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that I that's why I want to meet him.
Well-
It's because I did I went to film school, did documentary, like
Yeah.
did all of that. So that's why I want to run into him. Is just
Logan's like
I'd like
the-
to talk to him. Just going to be like, did you
he's-
ever
he's
think
like the
that we go
hard-
through like all of that? And then respectively would go work for these fucking
Logan-
veteran
Logan-
companies
In the same
that,
town, yeah.
that do dick jokes.
Logan's
Did you ever think that was the path we
yeah,
would go
because
on?
he was doing some like heavy hitting stuff.
Well, I did one about the vision crisis in the world, like as a documentary and like all the stuff.
Yeah,
like, that
like
was my
deep-
history.
deep
like
stuff.
deep dive,
Yeah.
like break your heart kind of documentary
Yeah.
kind of work. And now I'm like, I make dick jokes for a
Yeah.
living. like, it's kind of a.
What do you do?
But you're getting paid.
But I'm getting paid.
a lot more than a documentarian
No
does.
shit.
I think up dick jokes and I put them on t-shirts.
Yeah,
Hey.
like that's why. That's actually why I want to meet him. Is just like to kind of do the whole. Our paths were pretty similar, and then we ended up in this
So what's this?
very unique
What's this piece
space.
of memorabilia you want to talk
Yeah, I
about?
thought you were going to get a
let me
thing.
let me go grab that. It's good.
So that's what you did over the weekend? You collected memorabilia?
We're going down Nostalgia Road here.
Yeah.
Range 15 road.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I was actually just about an hour ago. I was at Jared's house, and he had Jared is the king of decorations, but he had a nice big picture of us on set after we had gotten done filming one of the scenes, and it was a lot of the cast, a lot of the crew, all in this big picture. And God, it's been 5 years ago, and so much has happened in this past 5 years that it's easy to kind of take for granted that
I
that
think
was such
this
an
might have
important
been Jack.
experience.
I think this might have been Jack's first autograph.
Maybe. You remember that?
Oh yes.
Yeah. I still haven't done anything with it.
Why don't you get this? Like, oh my God, there's my signature right there.
Yeah, buddy.
Why don't you get this in like a shadow box or something like that?
Yeah, I need to build a gun around it.
So
Look at you.
for all the listeners,
what? You? Oh my God! I never thought you would write something moto.
Well, do you know? And I haven't done that in years. And do you know why I did that? Is because that's how James Mattis used to sign off on his things.
That's
Is-
why
You really
every-
put SF
Nice.
on there?
Yeah, the S-F as in Semper Fi.
Yeah, I got it.
That's every time I sign like a flag at work or whatever. I do the same thing because Mattis.
Mattis did it.
it's
Yeah,
the
I'm like,
same-
that's
I do
pretty
the
cool,
same
man.
thing.
That looks
Yeah.
badass.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I got Matt's.
So
JT's.
so this is a rifle stock. If you're not watching, you're just listening. And at the time, it was a custom competition rifle that Scott had that brought out because he didn't know if they needed props or not. Running through the thing.
Jared.
That night I owned the rifle company whose
Yeah.
action was in there at the
And
time.
so
Matt.
Jared, Matt, Vince Vargas,
Clint
Jack
Romachet.
Mandaville, Clint Romachet, and Nick Palmisano.
Yeah.
And then who else was on there?
As
I think
weird
was,
as it sounds to say, most of the veteran celebrities.
Yeah.
As
Who's-
weird as it is to say
No,
Do you
veteran
know who's the
celebrities.
funnest guy to freaking hang out with on earth?
You, Jack.
Clint Romachet.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
yeah,
great.
Clint's
dude,
on there.
he is the funnest dude on this planet. I swear to God.
If he didn't live in North Dakota.
Yeah, he's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Yep. Clint. The first time I met Clint was at SHOT Show, and I met him. We were drinking one
Oh,
night. and it was a-
Leroy's on there too.
Yeah. And it was a great time.
With
and
his
then
good hand.
The next day, we're walking around SHOT
assume
Show
that.
floor, and I hear somebody call my name behind me. John. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, John. I'm like, so I turn around, and it's Clint. And I'm like, fucking Medal of Honor recipient knows my name. And he's talking to me right now.
He's not
and
the
I-
Pope,
And I
dude.
met,
Fuck.
no, but I met him last night. But
Yeah,
like,
he's a platoon guy.
he's just a straight up fucking awesome dude. He's like, dude, I'm lost as fuck right now.
Dude, I think I've met 2 MOH recipients. I think it's 2.
I met a few.
And when you get them away, like when they're not in the group,
Yeah.
and they're having to represent the medal, because what a lot of people
Which
don't
is
know is
unfair
that
to them, by the way.
Yeah, super unfair, yeah.
Super unfair to them.
when you do win, they literally pull you out of your unit, like you become this like poster child, and they send you
Overnight.
around
Or
like
they
overnight.
yeah.
Or they
You
pull
get
you
a-
out of civilian life.
Yeah.
They, or
And
they
you
pull you out
become
of
a
the
giant dog and
you
pony
get,
show.
You get a handler, like if
Yeah.
you're still wearing the uniform, you get a handler that goes everywhere with you, and like it's this whole thing. And when you can get those guys away, when it would be like, so let's say Jack and I were out somewhere and ran into one.
I have a story
If it
that
was
you're
just
going at.
if it was just the 3 of us just sitting there having a conversation, these guys
Be like you're in the barracks.
they're just as shitbag as the rest of us.
Yeah.
What they did is that in an amazing situation, we've talked about this on the show before.
I think we have. Yeah.
In an amazing situation, they performed in an extraordinary way. But these guys don't hunt that out. Like they just found themselves in a situation where they had to
they were
perform.
like
Nobody goes to
platoon
combat.
level.
Right.
E4s, E5s.
Nobody goes to combat. They're like, I'm going to get the Medal of Honor
Well,
today.
because almost,
Like, nobody does
almost
that.
everybody will tell
That-
you if put in a situation like if they were like, "Do you want to go win a Medal of Honor?" Almost everybody's going to go,
No.
no,
I'm good, thanks.
no, because whatever situation you're going
that's
to
a
put me in is going
bad
to
day.
fucking suck.
Yeah, it's going to really
My
hurt.
favorite time during Range 15 was we were sitting around in between filming, and Leroy and Clint were telling stories about when they were stupid privates, and it was fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Clint actually looks a lot younger than he is. He had already been in the Army for like 12 years or something
Yeah.
like that during his action. Leroy had been in the Army for at least a decade, I think.
Yeah, and Leroy was telling stories about when he just got to Ranger Battalion and he was fucking up as a E3 or E4 or something, and it was funny.
Mikey,
Yeah.
do you like having another Marine on the show right now?
It is kind of comforting to know that I'm not going to be the only butt of the joke this week. Yeah.
Ex-Marine guys.
Wow, I think that's the first Marine of. No, I take that back. My ex-father-in-law used to introduce himself as an ex-Marine.
I do it all the time. I just do it to piss people
Yeah.
off.
Like, he does it just to push the button,
And he
which
was
is what's funny about
he was
it.
the first one that I'd ever met that was like, no, I'm an
How often do
ex-Marine.
people like fucking correct you?
In real life, nobody. I don't think. Well, in real life, it's always civilians that correct me. They're like, "Nobody. Once a Marine, always a Marine." I'm like, "Okay, thanks for the lecture." But like,
I'm the one that was a Marine.
online all the time because I always do it online. I'm like, as an ex-Marine, and people are like, "There's no such thing as an ex-Marine. You probably didn't even serve." And then they just start
Stolen
getting
valor.
angry. Yeah.
My ex-father-in-law would do that. He was like, I'm an ex-Marine. He'll flat out tell you because he got a full ride to the Naval Academy. And he was like, so he went to the Marine Corps Reserve because he was like, I had to give my time to be able to get the school for free. So, because they put him through the Naval Academy and law school.
Oh.
And so he was like, I got my legal degree paid for because I was willing to do, I think he did 8 years in the Marine Corps Reserve.
Yeah.
And he went and did some cool shit. He did like the Arctic training and all that kind of shit. Like
No,
we'd sit there
that's
and
not
talk about
Literally
like,
cool.
It's a cool
Right.
ribbon. It's cool looking
so he
ribbon.
went and did a bunch of high speed shit and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, when his contract was up, he was like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Fucking
ribbons,
out.
this past weekend, Mikey met a best friend out at the ranch, and it was a landowner's cousin. Who was a prior Marine also.
Do I need
Yeah.
to fight somebody?
No, I think you're safe.
But
It's good, dude. Good guy.
yeah, great dude.
Moving into my
Seem
EDC.
like a good guy.
Yeah.
He pulls up and he had a combat action ribbon on a license plate.
No.
And I was
Did he
like,
really?
And I was like, weird flex, bro. It's just like,
Dude, that's what I want to do. So every once in a while, I do events with Clint, but I'm going to do one with him in late April here. Burbiz, DC. But I talked to Scott. Scott already ordered it. I'm going to get a National Defense medal made that I can wear around my neck.
awesome.
You're going to get an NDSM.
Yeah, I'm wearing a National Defense medal that I'm going to wear
necklace?
around my
Oh
neck
my
like a Medal of
God.
Honor.
That's awesome.
and I'm going to do all my
hilarious.
interviews with this on.
I still want them to make that license
I
plate.
know, I
If
do
they would
too.
make an NDSM
totally
license
have
plate,
that.
I
They
would
do.
put.
They have them.
No.
It's
National Defense?
They do, but it's for a certain time period
Yeah.
that we can't get.
It doesn't fall
Wait,
under.
why wouldn't we rate for that?
It's something very
Why?
specific.
Because every asshole like us would get one.
Yeah.
Dude, I would, for all those sons of bitches that have MSMs and shit, I'd be like,
Yeah.
got my
Check out
National
mine.
Defense
Natty
license
D.
plate.
I saw a guy
I don't want to
once-
shit talk, man, because I have a fucking Purple Heart plate. But that's because it's
That's because you get out of tickets.
But it's fun. No,
There's no shame in that game.
It's just it. You
plate's
don't get
free.
out of tickets,
The
dude. This is
plate's free,
fucking
though.
Texas. All right, dude. I got a ticket for going
I thought that's the
47.
whole point of getting a Purple Heart license plate is to get out of tickets.
Dude, if I had
too.
a Purple Heart license plate, I would literally have it so I could park in handicap parking.
Yeah, right?
Here's the thing: you can't. You can't use it. You have to have a DV plate. If you have a Purple Heart
Yeah.
plate, you can't park in a handicap.
Wait, so the DV guy, which anyone could get one of those, by the way.
30% or better here
Yeah.
in Texas, which is the
But,
biggest
like-
fucking racket
No,
on the
it's
planet.
50.
Or you can call one
It's
of our
50.
mutual friends and he'll just fucking write the letter that you
Yeah,
need
right.
to fucking
Hey.
be able to fucking get the son of a bitch.
I just got a DV plate right there. And
Yeah.
the lady's like, do you want a placard? And I'm like, I don't have anything to get a placard. And she's like, well, no, you have a DV plate, so we can give you a placard.
That's
I'm like,
fucked.
well, fuck, give me a placard. I'll
Yeah.
take front row parking at a concert.
Yeah. Literally, the only time I use it is SeaWorld. That's the
Right?
only time
That's
I
it.
use it.
Like,
I used yours once.
You did, yeah. There was no spots left, and I just ran out
No
with it.
sparks left
handed
in the
it to him.
parking lot, and I was like, I'm gonna know where to park. He was like, hold on.
Handicap
Ran to his car,
stolen
came,
valor.
handed me his fucking
Yes.
placard. I hung it in my Mini and parked in handicapped. I was like, I'm fucking parking at the park. Fuck that.
I was
stolen valor.
I was dude. I was with my
stolen. What?
I was
Stolen
with my
disability.
buddy Crispy Omar Villa. He's
Yeah.
amputee, and we pulled into our handicap parking spot.
Did he have his ears on?
What's that?
Did he have his ears on?
His ears?
His ears.
His ears.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking, no, never mind.
That's wrong, dude.
Oh, wrong
wrong
dude.
I know
dude,
who you're
yeah.
talking
Oh,
about.
I'm thinking about Shiloh. My
They're
bad.
thinking about Shiloh.
We pulled into
Way
a
wrong,
handicap parking spot, and the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "Man, I'm not gonna lie, Omar. The worst day of your life is coming in really handy for me right now. I did not want to walk."
Yeah. Fucking dude, you can't confuse one crispy for another. Like Shiloh is his own thing. Like you gotta Shiloh does the Lord's work.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
You
he
and
does.
him are out there saving the world, one fucking puppy and Santa Claus
Jesus.
outfit at a time.
Fucking no, but like it doesn't get you out of tickets. To the
Really,
point.
I thought that was like
So a couple years ago on Veterans Day, I'm driving 47 in a 45 in 3 a.m. and to get pulled over and got a fucking ticket.
Wow.
A speeding ticket?
A speeding ticket
What
for going
community?
to here out here in fucking Cibolo.
Oh, I thought you were
I
saying,
don't want to
I thought
start
you were
getting all
gonna say-
NWA on everyone right here, but F that, man.
Yeah,
F that.
You can
That's
say
fucked.
you can say fuck on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked,
Okay.
man.
This
Like,
isn't Facebook. You
That's
can
true.
you say whatever the fuck you want to.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say, the full lyrics,
You
but
know-
that's
you know, Mikey, the,
ridiculous.
But you're going straight Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking it right now. That's
Coming
for
straight
sure,
from the
yeah.
underground.
Yeah.
Mikey, the best way to give a hand is with your mouth. So maybe you should have thought of that when you got pulled over.
Maybe that's what it is, man. Maybe I
saying.
should have just went straight to the mouth hug. Fuck.
How do you think we got Jack here?
But I feel well,
That's why Scott shaved.
hey, I trimmed down the other night too, so
Hey, by the
And I
way, speaking of
appreciate that.
trimming, have any of you got? Do any of you guys have Hulu or anything like? Do you watch it?
I don't know where this is going.
No.
I mean, I have Hulu.
There's a commercial on Hulu for a company called Lawnmower,
Oh yeah, great commercials.
and they make a man groomer like for manscaping, and it literally says like they sell it at Target now, and literally their tagline is "Save the balls," and it's a fucking personal trimmer for
for
men.
cock only.
Yeah, like that's literally they're just like this is for shaving.
Did
your
you see
dick.
is it the one with the tree? That
Right, with the shrub?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great commercial.
It's a great fucking. It's a 2.5 minute long commercial about this dude in his talking bush. It's literally like a topiary that's sitting next to him, and there's like it's all scraggly and shit, and it's everywhere, and then like he's trying to go at it with a weed whacker, and his neighbor pops over, and he's like, "Hey, you trimming that thing?" Or like, "You having a struggle over here?" Whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, how's that divorce going, Paul?" Like, it's just like his shrub is just like talking shit back to the neighbor.
It's generational for us to trim down there and everything, and I get it. But I think about it like everything in America. Everything we do is because we were sold an idea by a company wanting to make money.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, we were just sold that, oh, you got to trim your bush, male and female. We were sold that notion.
Dude, I trim
It
my
shouldn't
bush
have
because
to be
I've got
that
a
way.
little dick and it looks bigger when I shave it.
Oh, okay, all right, I'll give you
Capitalism at
that.
its finest.
But I'm saying, like,
Have you ever gone to take a leak and you grabbed a pube instead of your dick? It's a problem.
no,
like
think
Yeah.
about the length of human existence. We are literally in a sliver of timeline where it's normal for men and women to shave their bushes.
Yeah.
It's because we
I don't know
were
what you guys
sold that
talking
you
about.
have to do that.
My shit
Not
looks like
because you
Einstein.
should.
I call them my Einstein hairs.
Yeah.
Just like
But we do live in a generation now where it's men should grow as long a beard as possible
And
and,
have-
have the
yeah,
shortest
exactly,
pubes.
right?
Where the generation before that was
Yeah. Clean shaven. Yeah.
huge bush.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Manscaped, give us money.
fucking
No, that's the company. It's the Manscaped Lawnmower
Yeah.
2.0.
Right.
Oh my
'Cause-
god!
'cause
If
I
we
have-
could get sponsored by Manscaped,
You know
I have
who-
a Manscaped.
Do
I have a
you know-
Manscaped thing at home, and it's kind of cool. It comes on an arm. It almost looks like our mic arms. Like it fucking folds out. It's for doing your back.
what the fuck?
Yeah, I have
What do you
one.
need, Scott?
That's too much effort.
760 Garrison.
And it's
I
one of the
got you.
greatest back scratchers ever.
Yeah.
Do you know
It's
who
amazing.
is sponsored by Manscaped? Is the Marine Rapper.
Yeah.
Really?
Is he?
All right. If that motherfucker got Manscaped, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck, Manscaped? Jesus.
The dude.
I'll even send you guys befores and afters. Fuck it.
That's probably why.
Mandaville out-rapped that guy in Vegas. I'm just
Well,
gonna say.
no.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that's
I
true.
my opponent. I outrapped my
him.
opponent.
I'm gonna say
is a
you were
true
the
story.
best
Destroyed
rapper.
her.
You know,
I'm
this
gonna say you were the best rapper on that stage that
Oh,
We
night.
stop,
actually,
stop.
after SHOT Show, we literally talked about it in the show, and the one that I called out specifically
The candy
was the
cane.
candy cane.
Yep, the
I
candy cane.
called that out
Yes.
on
Was
show.
wonderful.
'Cause
I
the
didn't even know that
candy cane line
existed.
was amazing.
Yeah.
we can refer this to modern day politics with Jack Mandaville's rap battle in Las Vegas because popular vote isn't always the winner.
I won though.
He totally won.
You did?
No,
Yeah, I won by popular
By
vote.
audience
I was really
applause,
drunk
he
that night.
absolutely
I got
won.
the loudest scream.
And he
And-
fucking annihilated her, man. It was
And
fucking
there was
great.
nothing left.
because
And
Like,
everything-
it was.
I was hammered that night, but
Every
I
single
knew that you
thing
won,
took her
but I
apart.
thought popular vote gave
We
it to
both took it very seriously
No.
though. Like
Everything
her and
she
I were
said though
both.
was like written down. Like
Yeah.
she wrote everything fucking down.
So
You
did
could
Jack.
tell. It was
yeah,
like-
I wrote it down too.
But
I
Jack
just,
delivered.
I have a little more stage experience, so
Which
I
is
was able to-
surprising.
I was-
Yeah, there's very
Yeah,
No,
no, I've done
not
a lot of
more
live
experience.
stuff.
No,
It's
front of a
surprising
camera,
that she
though.
doesn't have better.
Jack has more.
Stage.
Jack has more.
She probably
power.
would have done a
Yeah.
lot better if there had been a poll up there.
Yeah,
Or a
maybe.
couch.
Or
Maybe
a
a
couch.
couch.
Jack
But
has more
she-
speaking
or a
lines,
candy
speaking
cane.
terms.
She put in a lot of work, and we had actually not only the day before, but we had practiced all that day. and Marine Rapper was in the hotel room, like giving us tips and everything like that. Like
Nice.
it was
You
took her apart.
You guys fucking
Like, there was-
crushed it though. That was awesome.
No, it was a great show. It
He's a
was,
good dude, though. Marine Rapper's a good dude.
really good dude. I like what he's doing with the Ninja Punch thing.
Yeah.
He has gathered a lot of very talented musicians. And I always say this, like what I loved about doing Range 15 is I loved being around creative people who happen to be veterans. Right. But these are people, whether they join the military or not, they would have been going into like a creative endeavor.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with like the people he has on this label. They happen to be veterans, but they're a lot of them are
They're
really
still
talented
musicians.
musicians.
These guys would have been musicians
And he's got
anyways.
all genres covered in that for the most part.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's good to
So,
see somebody doing right.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
he's not only talented himself, he's got he's doing good business things as far as kind of taking all these talented veteran musicians and kind of putting them all together.
By the way, did we ever figure out what Scott did over his weekend?
No, and we never got to you, Jess, or Jack.
What'd you do over the
I
weekend?
don't
buddy?
remember.
Must have been a great weekend.
That's a good sign, bud. Hey, Jazz, what'd you do this weekend?
Shit. Saturday. Yeah, no, seriously. Went to the range with the wife. Worked on some training stuff.
That was one of the best texts that I got too.
Yeah.
Found out my gun goes bang. Mikey shot at a pig and decided that he wanted to hit the barbed wire,
Yeah.
like string.
By the
in
way,
front
you
of the
didn't
pig.
explain any of that. You're just like, Mikey's works too.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That was all you
Well,
said.
The reson I said that is because I knew Mikey would get the
Yeah.
text, and as soon as he got
So,
it, he's like, "Fuck you."
What?
Yep.
2 months ago, I finished my rifle build. I had yet to pull trigger on the damn thing. Like, it just sat in the case, and it was just there. So I finally, on Saturday, got a chance to actually take it out and shoot this rifle, and I was so excited, so I sent a message, and I was like, I put rounds in it, charged it, pulled the trigger, it went bang. Like, mission accomplished.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Because I built it.
You built it yourself.
I built it from the ground up, like everything down to the detent springs. I literally handpicked all of it and built it from the ground
You
up.
assembled it.
Sure, I didn't mill it. Sorry.
No, but you know what? When I see
the
people
only reason
building
I say
weapons,
that is
I'm
because
such a
I've actually
layman with
built
everything.
Okay, sure. I assembled it myself.
Well, you know what? When I see people building weapons, to me, it might
Because
as
what
well
you
be
don't know is that
somebody putting
Scott
a car
hand
together.
rolled every cigar in that box over there.
Oh, I saw the process. That looks complicated.
It is actually quite complicated. But no, I got finished building my rifle and actually got to shoot it, and it was great. And then got to take Caitlin out shooting, and she got to fire her new handgun and everything like
Nice.
that, which I actually got from the boys here at Warfighter, which is a beautiful handgun with a garbage trigger in it. But
Well, can't win them all. Shit.
Glock makes a garbage trigger. There,
Yeah.
I said it on fucking microphone.
Yeah.
Glock makes a garbage trigger.
Yeah.
And
What is Glock perfection?
perfectly awful.
Glock, give us money.
No.
Then we'll stop saying that.
But so we did that, and then Sunday, it was mostly housework and stuff, and then I actually ended up taking a Dremel tool to her Glock frame and fixing the Glock trigger finger issue. Yeah. Glock is one of those, it's a great weapon if you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, like, and you just like have this laundry list of shit
Yeah.
you have to do.
No,
then it's a great weapon.
Glock is a great platform to dump another $1,000 into a $500 gun.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what you guys are
And,
bitching about. My Glock works fine. It's stock as fuck.
Really? How'd that plate rack go?
What?
That plate rack?
Oh, it's fucking. Yeah, apparently, I fucking forgot how to shoot a pistol. So yeah,
My Glock, on the other hand, that has a whole bunch of mods to it. It worked fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You proud of yourself for that? You proud of it?
And I just wanted to shit talk Marine a little bit.
No, it's every
dude.
Glock fanboy does that though. You tell them that fucking
No,
Glocks are great. If you put $1,000 worth of extra shit into them,
Yeah,
and every Glock
I'll be
fanboy's
the
like, no, it's
first-
not fucking true. They're great right out of the fucking box.
I'll be the first to say that my Glock is the furthest thing from fucking stock. The only thing
Yeah.
stock in my Glock is the frame and
if
the
Glocks
slide
were
bits.
so
All the
great
internals, everything,
stock,
the
there
barrel.
wouldn't be such a huge aftermarket for them.
Yeah, everything's fucking changed. The only thing that I have that's 100% stock minus the coating is, no, I just can't even say that. I was going to say my fucking 1911 Springfield Armory TRP operator, but I got an aftermarket barrel, aftermarket trigger.
You guys don't own a stock gun.
Maybe.
I don't think I've seen one.
No,
Well,
the
I mean-
only stock ones they have
The custom
are the
built
ones
guns.
that are left over
No,
from the
the-
gun shop that
the
they didn't sell
custom
before
built
they shut
guns that
down.
we have are stock because nothing has been changed since it was built. So that's technically considered
Okay.
stock.
Yeah, true. Fair point. I'll give you that.
But it is It's not like an off the shelf
But that was
Remington
it.
700.
Ran errands, shotguns. That was essentially my whole weekend. So.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Jack, what'd you do?
How's your weekend?
Absolutely nothing.
Nice.
Had drinks alone by myself with me and my dog Friday night. Woke up Saturday morning, got some menudo, and then just watched documentaries all day Saturday. And then did a little bit of work Sunday because I had to, because I could have done it Saturday, but I didn't. And then, went to bed nice and early last night.
Nice.
Yeah,
Now,
I
did
didn't
you
do
go
anything.
somewhere and have menudo, or did you get like the clear plastic container
Bro,
full
Uber
of menudo?
Eats. Yeah,
Nice,
no,
yeah.
just, yeah. I mean, it's San Antonio, so there's no shortage of places
No,
that are going to
not at
deliver
all.
it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I accomplished nothing.
I
this
did go to
weekend.
Hop Dottie for the first time.
Hop Dottie.
It's like a burger joint or whatever. Not worth the hype.
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
they didn't hype much.
It is
'cause
a-
I've never heard of this
it is
place.
a-
I'm hearing Rob behind me just like fucking shit a brick. He's like,
Dude, we
fuck
went,
that place.
and it was packed. Like we showed up and there was just people everywhere, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be good. Like this many people can't be in here fucking eating if it's fucking lame. And the best part about it was the milkshake that I got, because I got a Nutella chocolate pretzel milkshake.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds good.
No, it
Yeah,
was.
I would
Yeah.
fuck with that.
No,
God, it sounds like diabetes.
Well, it was like a $7.50 milkshake, and it showed up, and it was like the size of my rock glass, and I was like, Flavor was outstanding, but it should have been twice the fucking size. But the burgers were
It's the story of my life.
They're okay.
they're okay. I'd much rather go to Cheesy Jane's.
San Antonio is such a great. It's one of those hidden gem
Food
food
cities,
towns.
yeah.
It really is. Obviously there's no shortage of great Mexican food places in the town, and for that matter, German food places.
Yeah. But there's some great burger joints. There's some
Everything,
great
man.
like you can
there's
get it
good
here.
Italian joints.
Yeah.
There's a Korean barbecue joint in South San Antonio that like everybody swears by. People that lived in LA and everything
Yeah.
like that when they were surrounded by that
Well,
kind
it's
of
the
food.
beauty of being Military City, USA.
You're
is
gonna have
there's
a lot of
been
diversity in
so
diet.
much import here
Yeah.
from like different cultures that have come in.
Plus, we are
And
a
then they
lot.
build it
This is
out.
a fat fucking city.
Yeah.
Like, we are
No
fucking
shit.
fat down here,
It's,
bro.
it's
Like,
all the vitamin T we have in the food down here.
I'm
man.
telling you, vitamin tacos.
It's
Speaking of
tacos, tamales, like
Speaking
all
of
that shit
food.
fucks you up.
You know what I'm looking forward to, John? Is some smashed plantains.
Oh
in
my fucking
Nicaragua
God.
next
So-
week.
so
Oh, you guys are going down there?
Next week we go to Nicaragua, and there's two things I'm looking forward to: the fucking little Cuban restaurant for the best smoked chicken I've ever had. In my
That's what
entire
you were
life.
telling me about last week.
Oh my God, I can't fucking wait for this.
Yeah.
And the fucking plantains, the
Yeah.
fried plantains. Yeah. Oh,
So
bunch of
next
my-
next week's show is gonna have a hell of a what'd you guys do this weekend?
yeah.
Story.
Well.
Yeah.
A bunch of my
We were in
friends
Nicaragua,
are in the DR
post-revolution.
right now.
the next week's podcast is Scott and I are only gonna speak in Spanish.
I'm
the
just
whole
gonna sit
time.
here and smoke and let you guys tell stories because
Yeah.
fucking we're not chiming in on that one. But a bunch of my friends are all in the DR
We,
right now
we-
because all
we-
the sales
we might
team
have a,
meetings are going on.
we
And
might
they're
have
all,
a
like
couple-
posting pictures of Churrasco and shit. I'm like, motherfucker.
We might have a couple special cigars for everybody to smoke. next
Oh
week.
shit.
We should do a podcast blend.
Gonna be
That's what I'm
dick
saying.
shit.
Yeah.
We should bring it back.
Now
couple
that
special
we've
blends.
opened up trade with Cuba, are there any cigars that you
Not a
can't
single one
get in this country?
I don't want any of those.
So-
Yeah, they're all garbage.
So trade is not opened up with Cuba.
Oh, it's not.
So-
No.
Oh, I
So-
thought we were over all that.
no, you can go visit, but here's the deal.
Personal trade.
Every real cigar master left Cuba decades ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I've heard. Like
Yeah.
they're only
All the good shit
sought
is now in the
after 'cause-
DR, Nicaragua.
Yeah.
It's literally like
You can still get good Cuban cigars.
there's like
You-
5 of them.
but you're going to pay for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fucking.
So, like,
they're expensive.
The
$40
Bolivar,
sticks.
the Bolivar gold medal is outstanding.
Partagas Series D.
The Partagas Series D, specifically number 4,
Yes,
is
please.
fucking
Number
great.
5.
Hey, Jazz, I
Yeah.
apologize. I didn't know you were such a freaking cigar guy.
So,
Yeah, dude,
Jazz,
that's
a little
what's-
Jazz's history. So Jazz was a rep for a little while, and he was also VP of sales for a cigar company.
Oh, so this all makes more
Yeah.
sense
Yeah.
now.
So I was in the
I don't
cigar
know
industry
fuck
for
all about cigars.
neither
I just
did I.
like them.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was
actually.
I was in the cigar industry for years.
Mikey,
and,
Mikey got a lot of cigar questions this week.
I've
Yeah.
smoked more cigars this past 5 years with you guys than I have my entire life. Every once in a
yeah.
while, it'll be like a
welcome.
wedding or something like that.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Oh yeah, I used to go months, dude. Now it's like every Monday I'm having smoke. You
So
know, shit.
what are we smoking today?
Dude, Mikey, how many cigars did we smoke
that
on the way out?
segue though is
two.
fucking sexy.
Two, man. Two.
We had a
Mikey, what are you smoking?
We had a 2.5 hour drive out to the hunting trip this weekend, and we smoked. Well, Mikey smoked 2. I lit my 3rd on the way.
Yeah.
In 2.5
John and I
hours.
smoked
I
in a
know.
truck we weren't supposed to be smoking in.
Which one?
when I brought out that Roush F250.
Oh,
we
yeah,
were
that's a
smoking
true
cigars.
story.
Smoking cigars in a
$110,000 truck.
$110,000 pickup truck
Oh yeah.
that I only had for a week. They were like,
F it, you're paying for it, right?
I wasn't
No, they
paying
were
for
paying
shit.
him
They
for it.
paying me to shoot the commercial for the truck.
F
awesome.
it, they're paying you
Yeah,
for it.
I was like, I'm gonna sit in these fucking custom leather seats and smoke this fucking
And they
cigar.
were nice. They
When I
cut
t-
my butt.
when
Oh,
I-
it was so good.
When I test
Turned
drove
on that
my
air
truck,
conditioner.
when I test drove my truck, I smoked a cigar on the test drive, and the fucking sales guy freaked out. I'm like, "Don't worry, I'm buying it."
Ford never said shit. I took that truck back and handed the commercial in. They were like, "Appreciate it. Here's the next one." I was like,
Thank
"Shit,
you.
yeah."
I am having a fine Warfighter Tobacco Garrison 556 Corojo. That's what I'm on right now.
Nailed it.
And I'm about to finish it and probably transition to a 762 Sumatra.
Nice.
My man.
I'm smoking
Ask and he shall
the
receive.
762 Garrison Rosado. It is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I am smoking a 556 Field Connecticut.
Oh, going
Oh,
white
god
today,
damn. When's
huh?
the last time you smoked one of those?
It's probably
been
been
a minute.
6 months
been a minute.
since I've had one.
Like, because I kind
but
of
I knew
took Jazz's
I wanted to
trip
go.
on this
Well,
one.
I knew I wanted to go Corojo, and since I knew I was going to end up smoking 2 today, I didn't want to like go full flavor and then
Yeah. And
be
back it
limited.
down.
Yeah, so.
See how you feel right now? This is
you know
how I
what?
feel when they talk about cigars. right there.
But you know what? I
I
have
just
to admit,
memorize the names. That's all I do.
It's because of the band. All he does is Mikey leaves the band in front of him so he can read it and be like, I'm smoking
But
this one.
with the bourbon, I'm pulling out dried wheat and a little bit of pepper in this, which has been
so
quite nice.
That 556 Field, our Connecticut, that is the one that I was drinking or I was smoking when we were drinking. I can't even remember what the fuck it was, but I got apricot out of it on that.
But I
the
would
other show.
honestly give y'all's Field Connecticut on the low end of medium.
God, I feel like we shall be wearing Brooks Brothers right now.
Some J. Crew outlet fucking specials. Yeah.
But no, seriously, this cigar, I think it's on the lower end of medium. It's not like a Connecticut where you're done smoking and you're like, did I have a fucking cigar? Like,
Yeah.
Like you can actually
Yeah.
taste it. It's actually got some ass to it.
It's got some
and
flavor.
yeah, it's really, really good.
Jack, what are you smoking?
You know, 90% of my cigar smoking experiences have been Warfighter tobacco, and I love it so much. But right now I'm having a Roja Marlboro. It's from a plantation.
Here, you know what? Let me get you on that. I got you.
Thank you.
I got you.
It's from a plantation outside of Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, it's Felipe More, I think is what the main provider.
It's delicious. What
Nailed it.
what
Fucking
flavors do
nailed
you
it.
pull out of that?
Right now, I'm tasting my grandmother's emphysema.
A little bit of butthole.
Yeah, and a small hint of rat poison.
Yeah, all sorts of poisons, to be honest with you. A little tar. It's a tarry taste, I guess you could say.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm rocking a 762. I'm rocking what Mikey's going to smoke next, a 762 Field Sumatra. I figured I'd start out light, and I'm going to finish out with a 50 cal Field Maduro. Medium body Maduro, I think will pair great with some Rebecca Creek, because that's what the majority of us are drinking this evening.
Warfighter, where's the Lancero game sitting right now?
It's on fucking point.
Yeah, what's your
Like, do
question?
they exist right now?
Yeah, we
Oh,
have
yeah.
Lanceros.
Oh god, that's such a good fucking cigar.
Yeah, it is.
If,
I have,
if anybody out there in listener land has not tried the Lancero from Warfighter,
Now, I'm going to
take
preface this.
your punk ass over to warfightertobacco.com and order the goddamn Lancero and change your life.
And I'm not saying this for a sales pitch, but order 2.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is
Because if you only have one, you're going to piss yourself off.
I smoke a fuckload of cigars,
Yeah.
but I don't smoke a lot of the Lanceros. And so what happens with Lanceros is anytime I want to smoke one, Lanceros it's the nerd cigar.
It is.
The wrapper to binder ratio, you get way
It's
more flavor.
really long and skinny.
You get way more flavor out of that cigar than you get out of any other
Yes,
size
Jack,
cigar.
like my dick.
Wow.
But the reason I say order
Or my
2,
dick.
the reason I say order 2
Or his.
is
Or his.
smoking a Lancero.
mine's not
It's
long.
an art. It
is.
takes patience.
Takes practice.
I literally set a timer on my phone for 30 seconds. Every time the timer goes up, I take a drag. Because if you smoke too fast, you're going to burn out the flavor in the cigar. If you smoke too slow, it's going to go out, and then you relight, and then it tastes like shit. Lanceros, it's an art to smoke that cigar. So I get my first one, and I fuck it all up, and I smoke it too fast, and I try to slow down, and it goes out, and it tastes like shit, and it burns all fucked up. But I figure it out, and then I light the second one up, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah. there
this
it
is where it's at.
Yeah. To be totally honest with you, if I could get Warfighter to, and I don't want you guys to, but if if I could get Warfighter to build me any one cigar, it would be the Corojo in Corona. I would fuck that
like
up.
like a 6x6
Like a 6x46.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh my God. All fucking day.
So let me ask you this: like, I know a lot about the apparel industry, and I know a little bit about coffee. With tobacco, can you do like custom stuff like that?
Yeah.
We can do whatever we
Yeah.
want.
That's next week. We're going down to create some new blends.
So the way it essentially boils out, Jack, is it's all in ratios, right? So like if you want to get flavor consistency through multiple sizes in a singular blend, what you do is it's all about ratios. So how much wrapper you have based on the circumference of it. So it's measured in 64ths of an inch. So if you see something that says 56 or 60,
this is a 60 gauge.
that's a
Okay.
60 gauge. So that is 64ths of an inch.
That's a 52 gauge.
So, and that's what it's measured in. So when I say a 6x46, that would be 6 inches long, 46 ring gauge. So, but it works in ratios. So if you want the flavor consistency, you change the internal blend to match the ratio of the cigar of the wrapper on the outside. So you can
That's what you were showing me on the thing,
so you can match
on the
this,
video you were showing me.
yeah.
so you can
Yep.
match this flavor in a smaller ring gauge. But if you don't actually reblend it for the size, then you'll get flavor inconsistencies based on the size of the cigar.
Okay.
Very
so
true.
a lot of it for ring gauge comes down to the Lancero is the nerd cigar. So the Lancero is you smoke it because you want essentially nothing but wrapper flavor and then Lajero.
And
Like,
your wrapper makes up about 50%, a little over 50% of the
Right.
flavor profile that comes out of
Which
that
is
cigar.
crazy because the outside wrapper of this is the least amount of cigar.
It's one leaf.
Yeah, it's literally
but it
one
makes
leaf.
up about
But
50%
that's
of
where
the flavor.
most of the effort is
Yeah.
put
Right.
into.
Yep.
So when you want to reduce that ring size, you have to reblend. The Lancero, though, is the highest ratio of filler to...
No,
Wrapper to filler.
Wrapper to filler.
Well, that's what I was getting there. So I was going to say filler to wrapper ratio, but
you would've been
sure,
wrong.
wrapper to filler ratio. The ratio is still ratio.
How weird is that?
But, really? Middle of the show?
How weird is what?
Yeah. You're doing cell phone pictures in the middle of the show?
No, not.
Are we boring you, Mikey?
You are.
I'm sorry for a half
Brutal
cigar show. We're
honesty.
talking about cigars. But what it really boils down to is just it's all in that ratio. And then sizing starts becoming preference for mouthfeel, heat of the cigar, shit like that. I'm a huge fan of a size called a Corona, which is typically a 6x46, 6x44, somewhere in there.
I've heard of that. That's a commonly smoked cigar.
So it's also known as the blender size.
Yeah.
So most blenders, when they're blending, they'll blend at a Corona and taste it that way to see if they like the blend. It's changed since 60
Yeah.
ring gauge
No.
has become so prevalent.
Now
they've
they blend
started
a little
upping it.
bigger.
They
blend
blend a little
usually
bigger.
50, 52.
Traditionally,
What size is a Corona? Like
6x46 is
yeah.
the most common size of a Corona.
in like because I
They
just
don't
got
make a-
handed this fucking big fat fuck. What
That's
is
a
it?
That's a
60.
6x60.
Okay.
So Corona, y'all don't even have a Corona in your lineup.
The closest to a Corona we have is the 4x44, except imagine it
Right.
2 inches longer and a hair fatter.
Yeah, take
Okay.
the Minuteman, make it 2 inches longer, and make it a little bit fatter.
Okay. Which is why that makes sense why you like the fucking Lancero so much because it's
Well, that's
Well,
much.
no,
Y'all's is a what 7.5 by 36.
Yeah.
38.
38.
38.
7x38.
So
But a Lancero, you're getting the majority of that wrapper flavor out of it. So we're
they're also hard as fuck to build because
Yeah.
if you're internal, like if the accordion fold or any of that stuff's fucked inside of that,
But
it's not going to draw.
What we do with our cigars, like we picked the best wrappers that we could get, and what I mean by that is that outside leaf that goes around the cigar.
Tupac, Biggie.
Yes.
Wrapper with a W though.
Oh, gotcha.
oh.
So
I was
we
with you
we
on
picked
that.
the best
Hey,
quality leaf that we could
Tupac
put
and Biggie
outside.
put a lot of W's.
Oh, they're
on it.
great
I'm just
fucking
saying.
wrappers.
That's right.
Great fucking
That's
wrappers. But we picked the best leaves
It all
that we
ended
could
with
put
L's though,
on
unfortunately.
the outside. And so if we do ours in a
Zing.
Lancero, they're going to be phenomenal.
I thought they both ended with a bang.
Oh. Sorry. Sorry,
yeah,
John.
You're good.
John, I'm
what?
sorry.
No, I'm used to it. I'm
Let's
used to
move
it.
I hate to cut off the cigar.
Anyways,
talk.
let's get rid of the
let's stop
cigar
the
talk.
cigar.
I
Let's
do
get
need
to
to
the
talk
real
about
shit.
Mikey's
90s
bored.
hip hop though because Jazz and I have this new
Oh
game
my
at work.
god!
Before
Amazing.
we get to your 90s hip hop work, we need a Sono shit.
And we have a guest.
We do.
do.
So
Jack,
traditionally,
by tradition, we have a segment on this show called So No Shit.
Oh, so I got to play a game.
Yes.
All right.
Not really.
No, you gotta tell a
It's
story.
not a game.
gotta
It's a
tell a
story.
story.
It's a
So
so
a
shit
so
story.
no shit story is a so no shit. There I was. Now they typically have to do with our time in service. However, you have a lot of journeys under your belt, including some outstanding work you just did with
And USO tours and shit.
USO tour and stuff like that.
It's not a war story.
So here's
it's
the
a
deal.
funny story.
It can be
Okay.
deployed or it can be CONUS. But typically it's an in uniform story of so no shit, there I was. But
So-
it's not a war story.
Let's give him an example.
So-
So like Mikey, for instance, busted a prostitution ring in the barracks.
Yeah. Things
Oh,
like that.
good for you. Wait, were you an MP?
No, I was on duty.
All right.
And I was like the SOG. And I was like, guys,
Yeah.
I don't want to be a snitch, but what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
But this prostitute's
You
living in
can't
the
be
barracks.
doing
There's a
this.
hooker in the barracks,
Yeah.
and like the room that was connected
Right.
to her had a meth lab in it. and I was like,
Another example is two of these gentlemen witnessed a midget walk with pride through a formation.
I told that story this weekend.
Yeah,
it was
I told
great.
through a full company formation
Battalion.
battalion formation at attention, and this midget came walking out of the barracks, just
Out of a
walked
room.
through, got in the truck, and left, and then the
Probably
whole
the step stool.
and the whole battalion was just dismissed after that happened.
or like one of
So that's a so
and it
no
was-
shit story.
She
one
came
of
out of my
Jazz's
team
friend,
leadership.
one of Jazz's Joes actually pissed in a hooker's ass once,
And I had to go
Okay.
pick him up
and he
from
had
the
to go
MPs.
pick him up from the MPs for
yeah.
for peeing in a hooker's butt. Like
Yeah.
so things like
those are
things
so
like that.
no shit stories. So by tradition, we have the guest.
And those of you who have not listened to those episodes, go back and listen to them because
stories.
you've clearly missed a lot.
So by tradition, we typically have the guest tell their so no shit story, because we have found that traditionally, the only two places that stories like this happen are in the military or in very large fraternities, which are essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we pass it to you, sir, to take over tonight's so no shit story.
Okay, so can I preface
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
this with the
The
fact
only
that
thing you have to preface with is so no shit, and then you can fill in all the details you need to.
all right, I will say this. You know what's crazy is from 18 years old when I joined the military to I'm in my mid 30s now. I've had a lot of cool and crazy opportunities, and I am a weird freak being. I'm a writer by trade, so I can put experiences down on paper and explain them very clearly. Where when I try to tell, I'm not a good storyteller. It's a weird thing.
Well, if you start, we can
We'll
chime
aid it
in
along with
to
questions and
help
stuff
you
like that,
to
to
get the
fill in the
details that we
details.
need to get.
Okay. All right. Wait, so this doesn't have to be a military
No,
story?
it
Or would
can
you
be
prefer a
anything.
military story?
Anything
Whatever
that
you want, man. I mean,
Quality story.
Yeah.
just a
Golly.
really funny story.
Literally
dude.
something that's like a listener's going to be like,
Holy shit.
fuck.
We've heard funny stories. Come on, man.
I just filled this today.
You definitely just filled that.
Dude, you know what's crazy? A
couple hours
this
ago.
Is
You
the
watched
thing.
me do it.
I have
I did.
literally had so many life experiences, and I recently.
What
This has been. Can I say something? This has been the bane of every relationship with a female I've ever had. Is they think that I withhold information from them, because even when I was in the Marines, like I would do a day of training where I shot a 25 Mike and a Sasser in the same day, and we detonated some things, and I'd come back, and my girlfriend would be like, "What'd you do today?" I'm like, I don't know, it was a pretty normal day. Like, I just never get excited about anything, even though I know I've gotten to do a lot of cool things.
Would it be better if we gave you like a primed subject?
Yes.
So, I was lucky enough to run into you immediately after coming back from your USO tour.
Yes.
So, and was very happy that you came back in one piece because you went to some kind of sketchy places.
We
already.
caught the tail end of the...
We actually believe that you're in the
He
CIA.
killed fucking Soleimani.
We've talked about it.
I mean,
we
I was
we
there.
hate to blow your cover, but we know that you're
Do
in the
you
CIA.
have
We
a
figured
so
it
no
out.
shit story from the USO trip? Because you went with several other personalities when you knew over and did this. And by the way, even though I wasn't there, thank you for being willing to go do that and bring a little humor and joy to those
Yeah,
guys
doing
over there.
fucking
It's
God
Oh,
shit.
man, that's so fun
it's good
for me,
on you, dude.
That's so
Like,
fun for me. I'm going to try to stick to the no shit story stuff, but like that is so pleasurable
No,
for
but
me.
I think-
I've been a civilian for like 14 years.
Right, but
I'm a
like,
civilian.
I think-
So for me to go and know that I get to bring that
Yeah.
to troops overseas.
And that's what I'm saying is that for
And
those
all you
guys,
had to do was
and
do
I'm
a
sure they
movie
did
with
too.
a fucking blow up doll on your dick.
No, that's what got it started. Yeah.
And I wasn't there, but I'm sure I speak for those guys. And we're not a huge show, but we're picking up a pretty good following. I just want to say thanks for
Absolutely.
giving up your time and going and doing that because it's fucking good on you, man. Like I think it's outstanding.
It's so pleasurable to do those things. Like I always tell those kids, like, you know, for us, we get to come out here for 2 weeks and do these shows, and we know that this isn't your first deployment. It's not going to be your last, and we really appreciate what you're doing. So when you go home, if there's one thing I can tell you as a civilian back in the States, just remember, you know, you go and make sure you get that 10% discount from Applebee's because you earned it.
Fuck it. Those tacos need to be cheaper,
Yeah.
goddammit. So do you have any so no shit stories from your time doing the USO trip?
All right, everyone's expecting loud, big bangs and everything like that. I will say, oh my god, dude.
So it's got to start with so no shit.
I don't have. Oh my god. All right, so no shit.
So I'll give you an example, just to give you a little time to think about it for a minute. So this weekend, Mikey and I were sitting there, and I think it was Sunday morning or Saturday night when no, it's Sunday morning. We were walking out to go get in the blind, getting everything ready. We're prepping some guns, loading some stuff up, make sure we got everything that we need to go out there. And I don't know what the fuck I ate.
Yeah, fucking for real. All right. So we're standing there, and we walk out to a dude's truck. It was Saturday night.
It's Saturday night.
It was Saturday night. We're getting ready to do a night hunt. And some dude comes out and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to show you guys this thermal." It was dude with the
it was
fucking,
Ross.
Yeah, it was Ross with the fucking. He was the guy that had the combat action ribbon truck, and he pulls out his gun. He's got a thermal sight on it and everything, and fucking John lets out this fart that fucking was so long. I literally spoke
said 3 sentences.
I spoke 2 sentences and a fucking exclamation at the end of like, what the fuck? You know, and he farted the entire time. It was just like one just and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But it ended on a good note. It's like, I
I was like, what the fuck, man? What was that?
was like, sorry, bro. I don't know what the
It's an
fuck I
argument.
just ate.
And I was like, that
It's
was
an argument for fart book.
dude, that was one of fucking A, dude. Like that was one of those that I was like, I'm fucking impressed. Like my mouth's open and everything, and I'm still like, fuck. Like, god damn, man. Yeah, so that would be a son of shit.
Okay, so I got something.
That's a much
right.
that's a
It's
lowbrow
not
one. But
overseas related. It's recently we're in my marine life, but it has to do with Range 15.
Okay.
A little Range 15 story
There
that
you go, a little behind the scenes action.
yeah,
if you will.
that I don't think has ever been told. I personally witnessed this. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. So I don't get starstruck, but one person I was excited to work with on that project was Sean Astin. So no shit. Sean Astin, we did. It only probably made up 5 minutes of the film, but we spent an entire day filming with him, and the whole thing was. So Sean Astin was in Lord of the Rings. He played Samwise Gamgee. He was in the Goonies.
Yeah.
He's Rudy,
He
dude.
played Rudy. He played
Yes.
Rudy. Yeah, Encino Man.
It's Gamgee.
It's Gamgee. It depends who you're talking to. Yeah,
is it Jif?
yeah.
Or
For
Gif.
me, he's Rudy.
It's nothing but a G thing.
So Sean Astin, we had this one scene where we spent pretty much 12 hours. We were in this helicopter. It was static. It was on the ground. We had green screens around us, but it was in the hot, inland LA. Sun was beating down on us. And at first, like, man, we got the day started. We're in this helicopter with Sean Astin. Jared Taylor's doing Jared Taylor things where he's just talking. He's becoming best friends with Sean. We're all chatting with each other. He's telling us about all these movies he's done in the past, but we're all like, we'd already been filming for a couple weeks. We all have this close bond. It was all the main cast in the film. And, you get about hour 8. And at that point, there's only so many freaking energy drinks you can have. Yeah. There's only so much you can do. We're wiped. And the crew's doing what they're doing. They're breaking down and rearranging the green screen to set up for the next shot. And we're wiped at this point. Like, Sean Astin is a veteran of the film industry.
Yeah,
and
doesn't
he's
exactly lack experience.
Yeah, exactly. He knew exactly what was going on. We were all newbies, and we
Goonies
were just
is what, 85?
Goonies, yeah, 85, and he was probably 12, 13 at the time when
so
they
he's
shot
been
that.
rocking it
And this
since
dude's
then.
essentially been in front of a camera since
His entire
then.
life.
Yeah.
His mom, I forgot his mom's name, but she was a big actress. His
Yeah.
dad was John Aston, the guy who played Gomez Addams in the original Addams family. Like he comes
that's
from
right.
television
yeah, I mean he
show.
comes
Yeah.
from an LA family. And he's a vet in the film industry. So we're all wiped out. We're just sitting there. It's very apparent like the steam's been taken out of
Nailed
us.
that. It was 85.
We
I
have to
checked
go
it.
into another scene, and we're all sitting there. It's quiet. It's fine. Like all the talking and the fun of the day is dead, and all of a sudden we hear, "We gotta go through him. We gotta go in him." He starts doing the Newt Rockney speech from Rudy. Just starts belting it out, and it was. And by the way, the crew was all moving around. It was just the cast all alone in this helicopter together. Nobody else was watching this happen. So it was like 6 of us and him in this little crammed in this helicopter. And he starts going in the Newt Rockney speech verbatim, flawlessly, just the way he did it in the movie in Rudy. Like it was the most. And so he ends it. He does the whole speech. He ends it. And we're all sitting there looking at each other and like, did he just do the Rudy speech? And just like that, no amount of coffee, energy drinks, anything
Brought
like
it all
that,
back.
like took us into the next part of the day
Sparking
right there.
that
Fucking
fucking motivation.
pro.
What a
Yeah.
G, dude.
Nice.
He's pro as
Good
fuck.
guy.
Where he was just like, you know, it'll get all these fucking newbies amped.
Yeah.
Rudy speech.
If I just bring out one of my old movies that
Right.
everyone's seen.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So I
Fucking
really
A.
appreciated that about him. And
So apparently
Patty
Sean
Duke.
Astin
Patty Duke
is
was
as
his
awesome
mom.
as you think he is.
he's that. So, okay. I'll say this. I only worked with him for like 8 hours. So it's not like I'm best friends with him, but I will say this. The experience that I had with him, have you seen him in Stranger Things 2?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Playing Bob?
Yeah.
He's not far from the Bob character. He's just a nice, wholesome guy.
God damn it.
He's just a very well-meaning
I want
human
to be
being.
friends with Bob.
Yeah.
Bob seems like
Sean
such a
Astin
good
is a
fucking
very
guy.
good dude.
There you go.
I have a short no shit there I was story
Oh shit.
that is range 15 and involves Jack.
Oh,
So no shit, there I was
I think I know this story.
on the rooftop
Yep, I know
of
this
the
story.
Moment Hotel
during filming?
during filming.
Okay.
And I have a picture of myself, Hollywood, you, and Clint Romache with our pants around our ankles.
Bro, send that to me. Do you have that still?
I do, yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know this exists.
My wife took
He's
it.
talking about Hollywood Hurd, who is an Air Force vet. He was a pilot in the Air Force.
Yeah.
He went into the film industry, and he's not only a veteran of the Air Force, he's a veteran of the film industry.
Yeah.
This guy's done every
And-
conceivable job
Hollywood
in
Hurd,
Hollywood.
He's a great friend of Warfighter. He's been out here to the shop.
You know Hollywood?
Yeah,
Oh, he's
yeah.
a
Oh,
cigar
fuck.
dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
he goes
Oh,
to the
yeah.
trade show with us every year.
Every
Dude,
year he
yeah.
comes with us.
Such a good dude. And people, you know, they call him Hollywood. It's not because of the industry he works in. That was his call sign in the Air Force
Yeah.
long before he joined the
You
film
know,
industry.
The best part about that is this past year, I was in charge of booking all the rooms for everybody that we brought to the cigar show with us. And so I'm like, hey, Hollywood, like, all I knew is his name is Hollywood. Hollywood Hurd. That's all I fucking know.
Such
Right?
a good dude.
So I'm like, hey man, like, here's my guy doing all the rooms. You have to send him a pic. Like, I had a group message going. I'm like, everybody has to send a picture of your license so we can get all the fucking rooms taken care of, everything like this. You know, they're fucking Hollywood, Las Vegas hotels. You know, they need fucking proof. Just everybody send your license, black out whatever you need to black out beside your name. Like, good to go. Hollywood sends his fucking license over, and I'm like, bro, that ain't your fucking name.
yeah,
it
such
was
a
just like-
standard name.
It was his real name, and I was just like, no,
It's like
you're
Dave or
fucking
something.
Hollywood.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was his call sign in the Air Force, and then he went into the film industry.
Yeah.
yeah,
And he used to fly fucking B-2 bombers.
Yeah.
B-1 bombers.
yeah.
Sorry,
He was
excuse me.
he was
B2.
he was a pilot, man. Like
Yeah.
he did the
Badass.
whole Air Force experience. Yeah, and like that guy, I think he's been in the film industry since the early '90s. So when we did Range 15, like we had a $1.5 million budget, which is for an
Extremely
independent
small.
film. Yeah, it's not that much.
By the way, anything sub $2 million is considered a no budget film.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is cool though because it was crowdsourced.
It was crowdsourced, but the reason why we had
Like Indiegogo,
we were able to
fucking
save so
rocked.
much money is guys like Hollywood, who he's a veteran, who completely believed in this project and loved the message of it. So this guy has been sitting on decades of lighting equipment and everything. He just donated it to us.
That's
He
so
volunteered himself as first AD. Probably like he took non-union wages for it. Like
Dude,
the
a good
guy
first
just
AD
hooked
is
us up.
invaluable.
Yes.
They are the most valuable.
Yeah.
Your first AD and your second AD, if they're squared away, your fucking set runs like butter.
They're
If
the
not-
platoon sergeants
Yeah.
of the.
Why do you think we bring Hollywood to the fucking cigar convention?
if
Yeah,
those
people
weren't
don't realize
This is
like
what you-
in the film
you
industry,
said I
a
would be
first
good at.
AD is
Right,
the
so
platoon sergeant.
My
They
short
make
film
things move.
project, I literally want Mikey to be my first AD because if I could get him fucking just up to snuff on the vernacular,
Yeah.
I know my set's gonna fucking run.
But it works
and that's
perfect.
what I need my first AD.
I'm going to
do.
defend you on that because this whole weekend it was hurry up and wait until
Dude.
Mikey was just like literally fucking went drilling
Are we
struck.
standing
by the
around
way, that's-
sucking each other's dicks? Let's
Like,
fucking
let's
go.
fucking do this.
Like, we got
Everybody
shit
get
to
in
do,
your fucking
guys.
shit. Let's move. We're going. Grant said we're going over here. Everybody fucking go over here.
And so, from certain perspectives on a film set, hurry up and wait is kind of the existence.
It is.
So-
it is the closest I've ever been to a military experience
Is a
is
film
on
set.
film sets.
Yeah,
Whether
absolutely.
it's been Range 15, I've been on network stuff.
Yeah.
I've done vet TV.
They
It's
feel
all the
identical.
same.
Yeah.
It's hurry up and wait, just
And
like
so-
the military.
And it all depends on the perspective, right? So, like, if you're in like a key position or you're part of cast, you feel like you're just standing around doing nothing the
Hurry up and-
majority of the day.
yeah.
But then you have like a huge amount of crew that is just running like rats,
lighting
just trying
guys
to fuck.
never end.
Grips
Yeah.
are fucking exhausted by the end. The entire gaffing department is
Yeah.
fucking exhausted. Like
even
because they're
like
constantly moving.
wardrobe, they
Yeah.
always have
It's
to
insane.
be on the point. Yeah,
And so
makeup.
So I have a short film project that I want to do. And so I'm building a crew for that. And I literally came to Mike and I was like, I know you've never done it before, but I literally think as first AD on my short film, I think I want to put you in that slot because I know my set will run.
It's a leadership role. You do need to have industry experience, but it first
but I
and
can teach you
foremost,
that piece.
it's a leadership role.
It's all it is.
Yeah.
You can teach anybody to be a first AD.
It's moving people around, getting
Right.
to where they need to be.
It's a project manager.
Well, and being able to speak with authority. You need to be able to say
Authority.
like, this needs to get done. And there is no room for somebody going like, well, I don't think I it, like
Shut
that's
your fucking mouth and do
and
it.
that's the benefit of independence is you can
Yeah.
talk down to the talent
Oh,
a little
yeah,
bit if you
fuck
want.
off.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really give a shit what you think.
Yeah.
Like this is
You're
what
getting
I
a
need.
paycheck and you're here,
Yeah,
and the
so-
producers are telling me to do this, so you're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He talks down to the talent all the time.
Mikey, the talent Fahey.
Well, he's got a new call sign now. So.
That's right.
So Jack, what are
He's
you
got
up
a
to
nickname
these days?
and a call sign.
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
Man,
Hey, give us some plugs, man. Plug your shit.
This is like Hot Ones, dude. You
All
can
of it.
pick
No,
one,
seriously.
one camera
No
and you
holds
can
barred.
plug what you have going on.
I
Knowles
will
Bar.
be spending pretty much all of March in LA. I'm going to be doing a show called The Shop. We're doing season 2 of The Shop. We're going to be doing 9 episodes. So I'll be in for Vet TV.
And as I say, season 1 is
Yeah.
all on Vet TV.
It's
If you're
all on Vet
caught
TV.
up
You can
before,
watch
It's
season
$5
one.
a month, people. Pay the $5. It's
where
so
can you
worth it.
find
They're
it?
also
That's so
good
worth
dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you find Vet TV?
It's at vettv.com. They have an app that
Yeah.
you can get. And I'll tell you what, man.
But then in
know, I'm-
April, you're jumping out of planes with me.
Yeah. Oh, in May, right?
End of
Hopefully.
April, early May.
Okay, so in late April, I'll be doing Burbiz, and I'm doing another USO tour.
Nice.
And yeah, so this is I'll give you my exact schedule. I'm not going to give you my address so you can't rob my place, but this is what I'm going to be doing. So next week, I'm going to Minneapolis. Getting back from that, I'm going straight to DC for 3 days. And from DC, I'm flying straight out to LA for 3 weeks. From LA, after 3 weeks, that'll be late March when I get back. Then I'm going to go up to Austin. And then from there, I have a nice little week off. Then I'm going back out to the Middle East for another it's called an AFE tour. It's like a similar to USO tour.
Who are you going out there with?
American Hitmen.
Oh, nice.
The band. Yeah,
Oh, that's
I've
awesome.
done, this will be my 4th time with them.
That's
Super
awesome.
fun, talented dudes.
That's great.
And then Burbiz, DC in late April. And then we're jumping out of planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the gist of it. I'm going to be on the road.
I'm going to get Jazz
3 weeks
there.
out.
Jazz is coming out there. He's
Fucking hype.
He's jumping in 3 weeks. He's going to be out
hype
there,
as
get his
fuck.
wings, and then
So
we'll
I've
get
told
you
this
out
story a
there.
couple times, but I spent 6 years in the U.S. Army wearing an airborne tab on my arm.
Yeah.
and never got a chance to go to jump school.
Also,
Really?
the only person in his family.
And I'm also the only leg in my family that
Oh,
served
do
in
you
the
come
military.
from like an army? Well, I know you got.
I was
Well, yeah,
fifth
Justin's his
generation
brother.
army by the time
Justin's
I went.
airborne
Yeah.
infantry. His dad's airborne infantry.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, he's got like ants and shit.
My neurologist aunt is airborne qualified,
And Jazz is a fucking leg.
and I'm a leg. And I'm a
Wait,
leg that
what,
came
what
from,
unit were you in the army?
I was psychological operations. I was in
Okay.
KPOC, and
Okay.
all of KPOC wears the airborne tab. Like all of us. I wore that fucking thing on my arm for 6 years and could never get a jump school slot.
That's rare too, right?
Oh no, it was
like
it
you
was
fell
just
through
insane.
some cracks.
and
it
Jazz's
was-
joke is he had to work at a fucking t-shirt
So now I had to
company.
come to a fucking work for a t-shirt company in order to go to fucking jump school.
Yeah.
Some bullshit. So the cool thing is, so the really neat thing is so now I'm going. A Delta Force friend of mine is actually going to that jump. Mikey has rigged it to where my airborne brother.
That's got to be for a Delta Force guy to go to that jump. That's got to be like, hey man, I know you're used to racing NASCAR, but here's a Greyhound bus to drive.
So here's the really funny part is I didn't even invite him. Just told him I got my slot and I was going. He contacted and joined
Yeah.
Ground Canopy Parachute Team just so he could come and jump on my stick.
He's a good dude.
Good dude. So Mikey's going to be there. So one of my best friends is in town to be part of my jump. My little brother's going and is on my stick when I qual. So he's jumping
But he's
with
already
me when
done
I
it,
get
right?
my wings. He's
he's
on
got like,
jump
what,
40
40
plus.
He's got 40
Oh,
jumps. or
jeez
so.
Louise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be there when I jump. So he should be there on my qual jump. So as weird as it'll be, because typically it gets handed down in generations, it'll be my little brother that actually pins my wings
Dude,
on.
I'm very
Justin,
proud
when
of you,
I
big
qual.
brother, for the man you've become.
Justin, if
Yeah, no,
you
that's
don't,
been the running joke. Is
Justin,
that I
if you
finally,
don't give him the blood wings that he deserves,
Oh, dude, they blood
you're
wing
a
there.
fucking
They-
pussy.
oh, they blood-
No,
dude,
you need to
then we-
hit it in, pull it out.
What's
and
your
fucking
age
hit it
difference?
again.
Dude, we all line
I am-
up, dude.
I am
I'm gonna blood wing
literally
the fuck out of it.
13 years
You need to
older.
do it for
Okay,
me.
so you were
No,
never
100%.
old enough to like pick on him or anything like that.
No, he was basically a second dad.
I was essentially a third parent.
Okay, so like he's not gonna do like revenge things on
Yeah.
him.
No, I've already.
Mikey.
I've literally already said.
But I will.
The
You
only.
you need to pull it out and do it again for me because
Yeah.
I'm not going to be there. You have to do that.
I've
for me.
literally
Deal.
said that the only way that I'll take blood wings is if Justin's allowed to give them to me. Other than that, like I'll tell everybody to fuck off. But
Is that still a normal thing in the
Mikey,
army?
no,
like
what are
they
you
won't
gonna do
let
when
him do
Jess
them
tells you to
anymore.
fuck off?
they don't do it
Hit him
anymore.
anyways.
no, whatever. If people
That's a
wanna-
bygone era.
If people want to come and make sure that they're in, okay.
Well, so what they do is that everybody just basically lines up and gives you fucking like a dap, basically,
Yeah,
and then
but
fucking rubs them in. Like it's
I
nothing.
don't think I'm asking for a lot here to say like, look, the blood wings. Let my brother do the actual blooding. If
100%.
everybody else wants to come and make sure they're stuck,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
After
Oh, no,
Justin
no, no.
does
The-
it.
after
the
Justin
initial-
actually gets to blood me in,
100%. Dude, I'm cool with that.
like that's what I'm saying is
Anybody that goes before Justin's a fucking asshole.
right.
Yeah.
I'm just not letting. I'm not letting anybody. Nobody gets to touch those wings until Justin.
I don't know.
puts
Did
them
you
on
haven't
me.
met Bill Markham yet? Bill Markham, president of RCPT. That dude, he is hard to say fucking no to. He's the greatest dude I've ever met.
Sure.
It's fucking
But
crazy.
based on what I know about Bill and the conversations I have had with him and stuff so far,
Yeah,
I think he'll get it if I go.
100%.
Can you just wait? I would like my airborne brother to
Oh,
do
yeah,
these.
100%.
So it's family to family.
You know what? I guarantee you, Bill's already thought of that.
Because well, like our dad got to put his on.
Yeah.
So him putting mine on just kind of completes the circle. So
Yeah.
that's all. Like I'm not saying that everybody else
Has
can't
anybody
do it.
ever
That's fine,
died in
but-
their course before?
No.
Okay, that's all I need to hear. I'm not the dumbest guy,
yet.
so
I mean, you
Not
just have
yet.
to, like,
But
you
But
just
there's
have
room to be the first.
yeah.
you just have to be, just have to be cognizant and listen to what they say, and then,
I've been in a bowl. I think after that, like I've overcome some fears. I think
My dad is
I'll
trying
do
to
it.
teach me how to do the whole like flare it just right to get it to fucking hop so that
200
you fucking can walk it off and shit. I'm like, don't tell me how to do that because I'll
Yeah.
try it.
I don't
Like,
want tricks.
And you're
Don't
gonna
tell me how
fuck
to do that
yourself
shit.
up.
Yeah, like that's how I get fucking hurt.
I just want to do what the instructors tell me to do.
I'm like-
if you stand up a jump on that drop zone, they'll kick you the fuck off.
Right. Well, no, that was his
You'll
thing. He's
piss
like,
them off.
he was like, I know how to do it to where you hit, and then you go like, all right, I should fall down now, and then
Yeah.
you fall down so you
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
I've done it twice where I've been able to do that. And I'm
My
like,
dad,
and I'm like,
my
oh shit, better
dad
fall down
has
now.
119 static line jumps under
yeah.
his belt.
Yeah.
If he wants to walk a jump off, knock yourself out.
Yeah,
like who
right.
the fuck's gonna tell you you're wrong?
Sure.
Well, Andy's a.
I hate to be all
Colonel?
George
Yeah, he's a
Costanza
lieutenant
here.
colonel and all that kind of stuff. But like, for me, I'll do it right. I'll do it by the way. My only ask at the school is I will follow all the rules. My only ask is my brother puts my wings on. That's my only ask. Other than that, I will go by.
And then everybody else puts them on.
I will
again.
go by everybody's rules, but I want my brother to put my wings on.
No, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Like that's my only ask.
100%. Good with that.
I don't think I'm asking for a lot here.
I don't think so either.
Even the other Marines, like,
Although
the,
Command Sergeant Major
yeah.
Rick Lamb will be there.
I don't give a fuck. He's not my brother.
Fucking
True
right answer,
story.
dude.
He
Right.
can follow-
And Rick,
he can-
answer- Rick listens to the fucking podcast.
I'm a little
man,
behind
so you
here.
go.
Are
He
you
can follow
supposed
my
to
brother.
ask specific people to put your wings on?
No.
No, it's just
It's
in
kind
my
of like
case.
when you get promoted in the Marines, you could like call people up like
Yeah.
to fucking pin
Right.
you.
It's
But
just
I'm the
Same
guy
sort
who
of
got
shit.
promoted to corporal. I asked one of my Lance Corporal friends to put it on. Like I'm like,
Did they say
but he's
no?
my buddy.
Did they say no?
No, that he went up there and did it.
Really?
Because he was my buddy.
Dude,
It's
I called out a sergeant when I picked up sergeant. I called out a sergeant that fucking hated me. That was a fucking dick to me my whole career.
So-
I called him out. Was like, oh, sergeant's new to fucking come pick me up. We're cool now, but at the time I couldn't stand the motherfucker. My boy Larry walked up and fucking pinned me. He's like, you think you're
It's-
funny? I'm like, sure do, Sanoop.
So in the army,
It's not a thing. It's just
And
I come from such an airborne heritage
Yeah.
that I want.
in the
I want my
army,
family.
I dig it, dude. I dig it.
understandable.
Dude, you're talking a Marine, man. Like, I fucking totally get the nostalgia of it.
in the army, once you pass a school, and there's only a handful of schools that
Couple
do
of
this.
hula schools that have this kind of tradition.
So like airborne school, for instance, anybody that's already airborne qualified, that's at the time where you get pins your wings, or it gives you. Well, in my day, gave you blood wings. They come in, you don't put the fucking dammits on the back. They slam it into your chest, and this guy comes up, pulls it out, slams it in again. A couple of the schools that do that is like if you're an infantry guy in the army and you go through and get your expert infantryman's badge.
if you earn your EIB,
Yep.
they'll pin those in.
And everybody else that had an EIB has the privilege of walking by and fucking nailing that thing into your
Yeah.
chest. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like rank, some branch, some
like picking up
MOSs.
corporal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with the fucking blood stripe.
Yeah.
so
You know what I
back in
mean?
the day,
Like,
where we all
everybody
still
fucking
wore our
just gets-
rank on our collar.
Yeah. Everyone, they
And then
fucking,
they
you
put
walk
them in
by
their
and
collar,
smack
yeah,
it,
yeah.
pull them back
and
out.
do
The
them
next
again.
guy
Yeah, that was
comes out.
That's
Marine
fucking
Corps thing,
PFC
yeah.
through fucking master guns and
right.
Marines,
You know what I
man.
love? So I, as a Marine veteran, I work around a lot of people from different branches, and it doesn't really happen anymore. But in the past, like dudes would be like, "Oh man, you're such a leg. You're a leg. You're a leg."
Yeah,
I'm like,
it doesn't
you
affect
gotta
us.
realize, like, that's not an insult in the Marine Corps. So that
they
means
don't
nothing.
fucking care.
We're all
I'll tell you this.
legs.
So you know
know-
to jump. The only injuries out of the group that we've sent down there,
Marines.
the only injuries that have happened to anybody have all been Marines.
That's not true.
so the
That's not
tradition.
true.
The other one was
the one-
missing.
she
a
only
fucking
had one leg.
The one-legged Air Force chick
She
broke
had
her leg.
one leg. She broke her good
She
leg.
had one leg, but everybody else that had the use of all of their limbs, they were all Marines that went down there and got
But
injured.
now, in defense of the Air Force chick, and I've never met her in her entire life. I've only
She's
heard
awesome.
stories about this.
She's awesome.
Is Mikey's contacted her afterwards, and she's like, "I'll fucking jump again,
Oh
all
yeah,
day,
yeah.
every
She's
day.
fucking.
no
she's a
fucking questions
straight
asked."
G, dude. Like she's a fucking badass.
Whereas one of our coworkers that broke his leg was like, "Fuck it, I'm never doing this shit again. This is fucking bullshit."
Yeah.
Well, I know who you're talking about. It was a bad break. I saw the video. That was not a. I can understand how you
what he
wouldn't
gets
want to
for
do that
talking
again.
Yeah, dude.
Don't talk shit.
I don't know the backstory. I just know it didn't
So-
look like a healthy
The
break.
video right before that is him fucking landing, going, "Suck it, gravity! I fucking got this!" Blah, 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 blah. And the next jump was him breaking his fucking leg.
Literally,
He was a Marine.
he
was a Marine.
He made the joke though. He's like, "We brought a bunch of amputees out here. I don't want to fucking become one." And I was like, "Ooh, don't say that."
That is a good joke. Just for the record,
it was
that's a good joke.
It was a good joke, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that until after my fifth
But
jump.
you can literally ask Justin, in the airborne community, the one thing you don't talk about before your jump is fucking up the jump.
No, you fucking don't.
You don't talk about it. Now, like,
And then Justin started
that's
calling him
between-
lawn dart. He
well,
called
so
him lawn dart.
I literally,
sure as
so
fuck.
like our company is making all the t-shirts for RCPT, and I wanted to make a t-shirt that said lawn dart on it, and I talked to the airborne community before I decided I wanted to initiate the design, and all the airborne guys were like, "Yeah, fucking, as long as you're not rigged up and ready to jump, you can make those jokes all fucking day."
Sure.
But as soon as you put the rig on,
Nobody says shit about
you don't
that.
say shit
Nope.
Yeah.
about the jump going wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's what's in your head. The funny thing is, when he first came back, was like, "I didn't reach for the ground. My feet and knees were together. It was fine." And then as time has progressed, he was like, "Well, maybe my feet were a little relaxed. I might have reached for the ground a little bit." Like, he did everything he wasn't supposed to
You
do.
know what? Justin
and
just
then broke
reminded
his
me.
fucking leg.
Justin just reminded me. There was one army guy. One of the amputees was an army guy. Was making fun of Dan after Dan broke his leg. Was talking shit about Dan, and then fucking on his last jump, fucked his foot up as well.
So a one-legged man.
That's it. You don't talk
Get
shit
to
about
land
jumps.
right.
Like,
Well, the thing is
I was
but
telling
the
he
point
talks
is,
shit.
he talks shit.
See, that's the thing.
I was telling Mikey,
Talk
There's a
shit,
reason.
get hit.
Yep.
And that's the thing, from what I understand with jumping, it could happen to anyone, even the
Anybody,
most
it doesn't matter.
experienced
Yeah.
Yep.
jumper. Like it,
Dude,
it can happen.
I
to anyone.
twisted my ankle on one. I landed in a gopher hole. Like literally, my toe dug into
Yeah.
a fucking.
That's out of your
gopher hole.
control.
Notice how he
Yeah,
left,
yeah.
but he also steered into a tree one time. So
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did
I
that once.
saw that
I
footage.
did that once. Yeah, I did that once.
So, well, like my dad will tell you,
but
119
I walked out of that
jumps
with a skin.
Probably had
Right.
some close calls.
Jump master, the whole 9 yards. He'll flat out tell you, anything past 30 jumps, you're
just
you're just on
gambling.
borrowed time.
Gambling.
Like that's just it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like you're
It's like a NASCAR driver.
right. It's like
on the
it's like
same
at some point you're gonna Dale Earnhardt.
on the
this.
same jump that I. Oh, hey, Wall.
Hey, well, hey, look, when you can only make left turns and you make a hard right,
I was telling Mikey this weekend, like my airborne school experience, like when they divided us up all into chalks, getting ready, like training for 3 weeks of airborne school. You have 2 weeks of literally learning how to fall down.
John thought he was slick though.
And then you have 1 week of jumping out of planes. So for those first 2 weeks, I was the last guy in my chalk. And I'm like, fuck yes. I'm just going to follow everybody out of this plane. For 2 weeks, I followed people. And I watched everybody else leave static fucking planes on the ground and the jump towers and everything else. And I'm the last fucking dude. I'm like, this is fucking sweet. I just watched 10 guys fucking do this. I'm all set. What I didn't realize is when they load the planes.
Fuck off, Rob.
yeah. For all of you that just saw that, that's our producer Rob letting us know that he needs to go.
He's just throwing shit away because
Eat a
he's
dick, buddy.
fucking because the boss is at home.
When they load the planes, they load you from the back.
Yeah.
They put the ramp down, everybody walks in. The doors that you jump out of are also in the back of the planes. I didn't realize this for 2 weeks.
So now it's like
first.
stand in the
So,
door, and he's like, "What?"
Day one of week 3, we load the planes. I'm still fucking just pumped. I'm fuck yeah, this is gonna be the best thing in the world. Screaming my fucking brains out. We load the planes. We fucking take off. We start going. There was another chalk in front of us. That whole chalk went out the fucking plane. It still didn't set in. We all slid down, everything. They start giving commands, 5 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, stand up, hook up, blah, 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 blah. I turn, the door is wide fucking open. I'm looking at nothing outside of this plane. And I just told Mikey, like, I couldn't hear shit. Out of the corner of my eye, it went from the red light to the green light. I looked to my left. The jump master fucking knife hand me. His mouth moved a little bit. I didn't hear a fucking word. I looked back at that light and my brain instinctively was like, you need to leave this fucking aircraft. And I looked back at the jump master. I'm still holding my reserve. And I'm like, fuck me. This dude's about to boot me in the ass, get me the fuck out. This probably was, I don't know, a second. But in my real, like in my head, it felt like 10 minutes. And I was just like, here we fucking go, boys. And I just fucking jumped. And that was my first jump. And it was great. Landed, had a nice soft landing, packed up all my shit, put it in a fucking bag. I put my fucking chute on my back, put my head down, and I ran to the fucking where I could have dropped my chute. I get to where, right in Fryer Drop Zone, there's a fucking dirt road that goes right down the middle of the airfield. And I get to the airfield, I see it, and I'm like, fuck, I'm almost here. And I look up, and as I look up, I see feet out of the top of my peripheral vision. And I look up and this dude's coming down in a fucking chute. So then I look around and I'm like, okay, nobody's going to hit me. And this dude's floating down, floating. And he literally lands in the back of a fucking pickup truck that's parked on a DZ and fucking destroys his
Isn't
hip.
Fryer Drop Zone like a 35-second drop zone too?
It's insane.
Like it's not exactly small.
But he fucking destroyed, completely just shattered his hip. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Well, you don't want to hit fucking trucks. That's for damn sure.
Fuck me.
Fortunately for you, we jump steerable canopies that you can actually steer and
Yeah.
move it the fuck out of the way. and Shit.
Look how
So
that
by the
worked
way-
out for the leadership of
Yeah.
grunt style.
Don't steer
I saw the video.
into the trees.
Yeah.
Or
Also,
buildings.
don't steer for buildings.
Yeah,
Saw
so
that one.
Stop. You better stop talking shit, dude.
We're not rigged.
No, it doesn't matter their leg. All right, like I'm telling you, dude, I'd watch that shit talk.
So Jack, where can everybody find you?
You know what? I don't give a fuck if I break my leg. I'm coming home with fucking wings. I will jump with a cast off.
I believe you.
Like, I'm coming home with fucking wings. I don't give a fuck. You can throw me out of that fucking airplane with a full body
I mean,
cast.
statistically, at
I'm coming
RCPD,
home with
the
wings.
students that I've sent, it's always their 5th jump they fuck themselves up
don't give a
on,
fuck.
so it's fine.
I will come home with wings.
Yeah.
Boys, I don't think we should be talking about this anymore.
Yeah.
But no, Jack, where can everybody
Where can
find
we find you, man? Where can they find you?
I'm on
Pornhub.
Instagram at Jack Mandaville, JackMandaville. I'm on TikTok at Jack Mandaville, JackMandaville. I'm on Twitter at Jack Mandaville, JackMandaville. And I'm on Facebook at Jack Mandaville. Just put Jack Mandaville in the search bar.
what about YouTube? You on there too?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh, fuck.
This is the thing.
He's on Pornhub.
I make epic ropes on
Just
Pornhub.
start with
Oh,
Jack.
by the way, so I
some
know
reason he's
I
at
know a
White
guy.
Spider-Man
I
on
know a
fucking
guy in the industry,
Pornhub.
and I was gonna hit him up today. I'll probably do it tomorrow. But I know a guy in the industry. He's as talent. He's got a lot of films under his role. He would know how to produce.
On Pornhub?
I want to do the first. I shouldn't be saying this, but
Nope. Keep going.
Do it.
Keep going.
I want
say
to
it
do.
because I think I know where you're going.
I'm a big history guy.
Oh God!
I
Please
want
say
to
it.
do historical porn.
Yeah.
So I want to do it's 50% storyline and acting and 50% XXX hardcore fucking.
You know how many
But I want to
people you
do
teach?
Benjamin Franklin serving as ambassador in France.
Tell me it's him.
I don't know what the context is.
Is that the guy?
I want to do Benjamin Franklin.
How can the Freedom Friends help make this happen?
I want to do Genghis Khan because we all know that guy loved to fuck.
Had to.
I want to do like major historical figures who have like legendary libidos. I want to do a whole series,
so I know two.
but with actual pornography
I know
industry
two
people who
showrunners that
can
could
act.
probably help us make this happen.
But this would be a pornographic film. Like there's
Yeah, I know.
industry stuff that we would have to.
Yeah, see, the producing
be
team back
privy
there's
to.
giving you a big thumbs up.
Oh, you know the industry. Oh, okay, great.
They're
Yeah.
willing to learn.
Yeah. So that's what I'm.
I could
that's an
possibly
idea I
supply
have
us.
now.
We could probably make this
What's-
multicam 6K porn
Hey,
if you want to make
just
that fucking
for
happen.
for the producers,
We could do.
What's the most historic gay dude that you could get these guys on? Because
Oh
just
my
to
God!
help
There's
these
no
guys-
shortage.
Alexander
just to
the
help
Great?
them out.
No, we could do a fucking complete
Leonidas.
Spartan orgy.
Like,
Yeah,
Spartan.
a
Yeah,
complete
dude.
Spartan orgy.
There you go.
Totally.
Producers.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, we're gonna go fuck everybody up
Also,
and each other."
It's time to
Warfighter
earn these
Tobacco.
shields, boys.
We could do 1996.
Oh.
Bill and Monica in the
Yes,
Oval
sir.
Office. Yeah.
that's
Sponsored
historic.
by Warfighter
Actually,
Tobacco.
speaking of that, Warfighter Tobacco had some stuff in play at the last election.
Yeah.
And if the election went a little different than it went, we had a brand new cigar we were about to release.
Jesus Christ.
But luckily it didn't.
Yeah.
And luckily we didn't have to release that cigar.
Yeah, unfortunately, Donald Trump is like he's straight edge. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, doesn't-
we've
I don't know,
actually
man. Have you seen that
handed
man's wife?
we've actually handed Junior.
Yeah,
some
Don
cigars.
Jr. smokes our cigars.
no. But Don Senior, that he doesn't drink, he
Or
doesn't
smoke,
smoke,
yeah.
he
No.
doesn't. He like he
You don't
doesn't
become
touch
a
anything.
billionaire by
Yeah.
fucking around, man.
Well, no, a lot of billionaires have Donald Trump's vice is pussy, obviously.
Bless his
other
heart.
There's worse vices to
billionaires
have.
have tobacco or alcohol.
That's
I
true.
mean, but Donald Trump, as far as
Yeah.
tobacco and alcohol goes, he hasn't.
He's a straight
never-
hardliner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking
Women,
of the
though,
democratic
he's like
process,
Ted Nugent.
speaking of the democratic process, that only happens in the land of the free.
That's right.
And boys, I'd like to raise this glass.
Oh,
Oh, hold on, we gotta do a
time out,
refill.
time out.
Hold on, time that. Damn, I had such a good segue.
You did. Okay, go ahead.
Fucked me up. All right. Speaking of the democratic process, it only happens in the land of the free, and I would like to raise this glass and thank every single one of you for being my freedom friends. And we'd like to thank all of you out there for being our freedom friends, you freedom-loving sons of bitches. Jack, we couldn't be happier that
Yeah,
you're willing
thanks,
to come
Jack.
out and be
Thank
part of the show
Thank you
tonight,
very much,
man. You've
buddy.
been an
Thank
absolute blast. Tell your mom, tell your friends, You can find the Freedom Friends on any channel that you could possibly imagine. Google Play, Apple Podcasts. Fuck, there's some podcast platforms out there we found out we're on that we totally didn't even fucking sign up
And
for.
leave some fucking reviews, man.
Leave some reviews.
Jesus.
Fucking A.
Even if
not
they're
for
bad.
us, at least for Jack. He's trying to start a porn career. This is ridiculous. So, yeah, like, share, subscribe, smash that button or whatever.
Tell your mom.
Tell your mom. Tell your friends. Tell
Tell them
everybody.
all. And as always,
As always.
we would like to encourage you to smoke on, drink on, and gentlemen,
Freedom
freedom
the fuck on.
on.
And call your mother and eat your vegetables and say your prayers to Jesus every night, or Moses, or Muhammad, or whoever you want.
Yes.
I vote Cthulhu. Cthulhu 2020. Choose the greatest of all evils. Until next time, guys. We love every single one of you.
Fucking A, we do.
And we'll see you next time.
Later.
Salute.